Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode 70, the best games we've never played. With me, George, as always, joined by Bobby, Platinum King to my bronze and a bit dim. How's it going?
Good, I'm going good. It's going real good.
And you're sounding very clear this week.
Yep, because I discovered the on button on my mic. Yeah, so think about this. I had this mic 10 weeks now, so 10 episodes overall, and I never turned it on.
I'm going to have to shut this down or ask Phil, the producer, to edit this out because you're like you're like the celebrity podcaster.
Hey, listen, everyone makes mistakes, bro. But this was unbelievable. And I realized, like, what's on and off? There's no power. Like, I didn't think there's a power. It's not a USB. It's just a freaking audio plug. Oh, no. On. Boom. World of difference.
Massive world of difference. Well, we're coming through. Stereo sound, crystal clear. Phil, the producer's going to enjoy mastering this. So what have you been up to this week? Not what you've been playing, because we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
Or should we give them a rundown, Bobby? Let them know what to expect this week?
What I've been playing?
Or no, I was going to say, should we give them a rundown of the show?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, coming up, we got a bit of news, and in there's some Xbox and some PlayStation and multi-format news. That should keep everybody happy, Bobby, bar the long overlooked Stadia and PC gamers out there. But hey, you got to dig deep to find Stadia news.
Yeah, you do.
And then we're going to do the feature, which is the best games we've never played. Because do you know what? Even a pro like Bobby can have a franchise or three slipping by over the years. Then we're going to dive in to Instagram, where we're going to look at hashtag #StingraysBoot, where you all put your pickups for the week from the big man, and we'll critique those like two stuck-up podcasters can do. Like, oh, Bobby, look, he only bought the standard copy of this game. What an absolute hobo. And then, I know, bro, exactly. And then we'll get in the big man, or drive down Broadway in New York, where you are, and simultaneously drive up a dusty backtrack in Lincolnshire, where I am. He'll pop his boot, and through some sort of weird dimensional rift, we'll pull games out the same boot, and that's how we look at the new release highlights. And then the show ends when I ask handsome Bobby there what he's hoping to play for that gaming week. But it can only begin. Odders, you little legend. Grip that wheel. Hold it tight, friend. Bobby. What you been playing?
The Call of Duty Remastered 2.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Am I dead? Am I in hell?
You know what it was? It was free. I downloaded it in September. No, it was September. It was an August game, and I beat Ghost of Tsushima. Got the platinum for that. Mm-hmm. So I figured, what am I going to play next? I figured, let me play something totally different. So I had it for free. I played it. I mean, it's good. It looks beautiful. I'm sure the game is fine. I'm just not enjoying it as I thought I would be. But I'm going to finish it all. I'm going to play all the way through.
Okay.
I don't really have a...
Are you going to platinum it?
I mean, maybe. It depends. Let's see how it goes. I only got to the 4th level, but I'm already over it. But I'm going to keep going. Apparently, the game is short.
Well, have you got someone in remodeling Tom's apartment for you?
Yeah.
Retiling the bathroom?
Yeah, because that tile's kind of weird. Blue light, weird.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen, when I went over to stay, it got black tiles with sort of red demonic faces on them, which I found a little bit weird because I'm sure.
Yeah, very weird. It was very like Earthbound last level tile.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting when the tiles come down to see if he's got how many webcams he had spotted around that place. It was a little odd.
And you feel like you're being watched all the time.
Yeah. Have you found the what's it called? The secret room. What's it called? One of those safe rooms. Have you found that yet?
No, just the Batcave room, which I guess was the wine room. I transformed. I found another room off the kitchen, which is like, I guess you guys called it a butler's pantry.
I think.
That was like a little studio. So I don't know what was going on in there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like right off the kitchen.
I'm starting to think that Paulina was less innocent than we thought. Maybe she was like some maitre d'.
And maybe, yeah, could have been a setup. Who knows?
So,
who knows?
Well, I've got a letter from Tom, prison letter, to read out later on in the show. But what have you? What else you've been playing? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I played a little bit of Street of Rage 4 with my brother because they did a patch, so Axel's a little faster and he gets interrupted less. So I wanted to just check that out.
Interesting. Yeah. And what have you been doing with your week?
Nothing really. Got a haircut, so I feel fresh to death, and that's it. Really nothing.
Is that how you've been keeping busy?
Yeah, just working out with Eva, hurting my legs because she's a beast and I'm not up to her standard.
She must have a fitness video coming out soon.
I mean, at this point, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I did about 100 squats yesterday and I can barely move.
Wow. I'm
done with squats. I don't want to do another lunge.
What if you needed to squat over the porcelain bowl?
I kind of have like a lean over. I do like a little lean. I can't really describe it, but I like lean on the sink, kind of have almost parallel kind of thing happening.
All right.
Really hurts. Yeah, it really hurts.
Wow. And that's that. So
what have you been up to?
I've been keeping myself busy. Metal Gear Solid 4. Have you ever played it?
No, I haven't.
A masterpiece.
Really?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I'm not that deeply ingrained in Metal Gear lore where I knew everything that was going on, but I got the gist of what was going on, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I've heard a lot of negative things over the years, which is why I've always avoided it putting in the machine. It's more cutscene than game, and I thought it was brilliant. I
heard the same.
I actually think it was probably a little bit ahead of its time.
Really?
Yeah, the story's quite clever, the war economy story, and then how that links back into the previous Metal Gear Solid games. And yeah, he probably made it up while he was having a poo one afternoon. But You know what? It kind of works. There were some tears at the end. The sneaking mechanics, probably a little bit tired. Guards can be a bit dim, but then they can be super sensitive at times. And you're like, how did he see me?
Yeah,
sometimes the controls, you press one button a little bit too long and he stands up instead of like just crouching up. And they're like, oh, look, there's someone there. Oh, no. And
it makes that sound still?
Yeah.
That's classic.
Oh, and one thing I meant to say. Snake.
Mm-hmm.
Solid Snake especially always sounds like he's asking a question. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby. Why? Otacon. Snake. Why?
He's unsure of himself.
Everything he's doing. My gun. I look at it. At least I think I do. Why?
Oh my God.
Otacon. It's Snake. Or at least I think that's my name.
I don't know why he says that. I mean, obviously, he's calling you. Is there anybody else in his mission?
I'm going to type in 148.93. That's like your phone number for Otacon. Otacon, is that you? It's Snake.
No, that's ridiculous, but it's also funny.
Yeah. But, but part of that is being a pastiche of itself is what made it quite funny. There were lots of like references to older games and things that happened in there. Like you go back to a modern PS3 version of Shadow Moses from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Mm-hmm.
But before you get there, you have a flashback, almost like you fall asleep and you have a dream on the plane and you're playing it with the PlayStation 1 graphics.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
wow.
Then it kind of his face sort of goes, because all the way through you can press X or L1 to change. L1 changes the viewpoint, so you're looking through Snake's eyes, and X almost puts, you can't quite see them, but you kind of know what they are. Puts up flashbacks on the screen, so they're talking, and they'll say, "Hey, Snake, Do you remember Liquid Snake? And it'll flash up X, and if you press X, it'll do like a really hazy fade-in of Liquid or whatever. I remember Liquid. And how could I forget? But yeah, other than that, I thought it was pretty good. Say pretty good. I actually would go as far as say it was a masterpiece. Obviously, it pales into a significance maybe next to something like MGS5, where I know everyone got their sort of free roaming dream where they can go anywhere and do anything, and they incorporated elements of Peace Walker and stuff, and that's fair enough. Other than that, I've been playing. I had a round of golf with Retro Gamer Thomas on the Golf Club 2019, I think it is. Always ahead of the curve. As soon as the new game comes out, we end up buying the one from about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. But there you go. So we had a round of golf on there, and you're able to play a local Lincolnshire course called Woodall Spa, which was great. The fact that was on there was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And what else have we... Oh, Murdered Soul Suspect, which so far I'm only like hour and a half in. I'm thoroughly enjoying. There is no... It's weird because obviously you're dead. Spoilers, but I think that's in all the literature, and you see on the back of the box it says that you're dead. So if anyone's going to write in and say, you've just ruined that, there's no point in me playing it now, like, well, happens in the first 10 seconds of turning it on, so don't be too surprised.
Yeah.
But there's bits in there that I'm finding quite cool, like you can walk through some walls, you have to have a door left open for you to go through, almost like a vampire, you've got to be invited in. You do see other ghosts, which is good, and you sometimes help them move on to the other realm. There's like little things that you can see that they can't. There's like demons that are kind of an enemy, but they're not really an enemy because so far they've been quite easy to dispatch. And you got to solve your own murder, and you can possess people and read their minds and influence them to do stuff.
I should have played this instead of Call of Duty.
You should have. If you've got this game, I'd recommend you play it because we can probably discuss it next week. And what have you got it on? PS3 or PS4?
PS4.
Oh, right. Physical, or did you download it and never get round to it?
Download. I think it was free because I don't remember paying for this. I checked my PlayStation downloads, and I have just so many games.
I bet I've got it as well.
I don't even... It's crazy the amount of games I have that I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah, never a need to buy a game in this day and age, is there?
It's so true.
Well, I would say... That's all. That's me and you done. Why don't we pull on our fedoras, Bobby? Tuck the word press on a piece of folded paper into the rim of the hat and head like two news hounds deep into the news. We've scoured the very darkest regions of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, where's the best place to hide something, Bobby? I tell you where. In plain sight. The Xbox Series S was revealed live and in the plastic back in July, but it's so tiny, no one even noticed. As revealed by the Xbox Twitter account, Phil Spencer took part in an interview on July the 1st, and in the background there's a shelf with a few random items and a nondescript white box you'd never think to pay any mind to. As it turns out, that was actually a real-life Xbox Series S, then codenamed Project Lockhart. What's the professor's name? Do you know Harry Potter well? Or have you never seen him?
I mean, I've seen him, but...
Kenneth Branagh plays a guy I thought called Lockhart, who's basically just a fake.
He's a fake wizard.
He can't really do the magic or anything.
Right. Yeah,
that's it. That's an interesting name for a console. Anyway, Microsoft has also offered clarification on the backward compatibility features for its upcoming Xbox Series S console, confirming the machine will apply its own enhancements rather than support Xbox One X enhancements to backward compatible games. At present, Xbox One X, Microsoft's most powerful current-gen console, offers machines exclusive enhancements for certain Xbox One and backward compatible Xbox 360 titles, including the likes of higher resolutions up to 4K, HDR support, faster frame rates, and improved texture filtering. Some good news here, Bobby. They've announced release dates and all that jazz. Both Microsoft's next-gen machines will be launching this year on the 10th of November. So how much will the Xbox Series X cost? Microsoft has finally revealed the Xbox Series X price is £449, $449 €499, 749 Australian dollars. They certainly,
yeah, they're up there.
They know how to charge them. And the Series S coming in a wallet-friendly $299, £249. Goodness knows what Australian, and €299. On that note, Bobby, news just in for what we call the PlayStation fan. PS5 showcase event confirmed for this Wednesday. Maybe it's time for PlayStation to show their hand, Bobby. I don't know.
Yeah, that maybe.
It's going to happen on Wednesday the 16th. It all kicks off at 9 p.m. British Summer Time, 1 p.m. PDT, 10 p.m. CEST, and will focus on the PS5 games coming at launch and beyond. This also has to be the place where we get release date and price. Surely to God. It's out in, well, depends how you count your months, but maybe a month's time. Yeah. And Bobby, last bit of news. What we got there? Some Ubisoft news.
Yep. It's bringing its bigger boy drawings and crayons. It turns out that Ubisoft had even more gaming reveals up its sleeve than was first shown previous from the Forward Showcase back in July. And so it decided to host another installment on Thursday. This digital event focused on upcoming titles we didn't know quite so much about. So it was packed full of interesting information for various games. However, if you didn't manage to catch the event live, you might be wondering what was actually announced at the latest Ubisoft Forward event. What were the biggest reveals? Were there any surprises? Here's every announcement from Ubisoft's Forward September edition. We have Raiders Republic, which is the extreme sports sandbox of your dreams. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake confirmed, coming January 2021. Immortals Finks Rising Lands on the 3rd of December. First look at gameplay. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Game Complete Edition returns this holiday. Watchdog Legions adds iconic Aiden Pierce and Stormzy. Rainbow Six Siege runs at 4K, 120 FPS. Rainbow Six Siege new season Operation Shadow Legacy is live as of now.
Well, okay. So we've got quite a little bit there to go through. So obviously Xbox, in that game of chicken PlayStation and Microsoft have got themselves into playing, Microsoft showed its hand, and maybe PlayStation feel confident now that they can show theirs.
Would be nice.
A little bit of a sneaky Easter egg from old Phil Spencer having an Xbox Series S either working or a shell on his.
Would you call that, in your language, cheeky move? A cheeky move?
A cheeky move. I don't know, actually. I suppose no one had any clue, really. It just looked like nothing on the shelf. I mean, one also got to wonder if you've got your brand new console on a shelf and no one even cares to notice. Were they hoping someone would notice?
Like in that picture, this was like a big binder.
Yeah.
A big white binder, like with 4-inch rings.
Maybe they were hoping someone would be like, "What's that?" And no one did. So now they're like, "Oh, everyone, by the way." I don't know. I mean, very cheeky. Obviously, there's one of the perks of being the big boss man of Xbox. Means you get to take the toys home. So it's a little bit like at summertime in the holidays. Did you ever have class pets, as in an animal that the class had in their classroom? Did you ever have that in the States?
Yeah, we did. But when it was my turn to, like, everyone had a week with the animal.
Yeah.
My dog ate the hamster.
That is weird. My dog ate the hamster as well.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Bro, I had a Rottweiler, okay? It's a 165-pound Rottweiler named Gambit. And we woke up middle of the night. We heard the cage fall on the floor. And this thing was nowhere to be found. And my man's licking his chops. And I'm like, oh, no. How do I explain this? My mom was going to cry. It was really sad, actually. We had
what did you do? Didn't you just go to the pet shop, buy another one that looked vaguely similar and put it in the cage and no one would know?
No, I told him. Listen, it's life, bro.
Okay.
They were, nobody spoke to me for like 2 weeks. which was fine with me, really, because I like half my classmates anyway, so it was fine.
Killer. I don't know how we got onto that. At this point, my memory's completely shot. Far too many podcasts. I've got absolutely no idea. Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Obviously, the PlayStation news. Oh, yeah, Phil Spencer taking the Xbox home. That's one of the perks.
Yeah. Oh, that's how that started.
Good job. You know, he didn't kill the Xbox while he had it on.
Or drop it or anything.
Or drop it. Yeah, or his dog ate it,
mm-hmm.
which would have been the equivalent. Or his PC destroyed it. That probably would be the actual equivalent, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So PlayStation coming this Wednesday, so we'll have something to talk about next week as well. Hopefully price and release date. Ubisoft, anything in there make you happy? What about this Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake? How's that make you feel?
Well, you know what?
What?
I'll say that for the future.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see anything else in there? Immortals Phoenix Rising?
That's interesting because that's the God of monsters thing.
Yeah,
they just changed the name. But I tell you what, it looks like Breath of the Wild for PS4.
I wasn't that enamored by it. I'll be honest with you.
It looks like Fortnite graphics.
Yes.
In Breath of the Wild gameplay.
Fortnite graphics, Breath of the Wild gameplay.
On PS4 or 5 and Xbox Series X.
God of War for kids with Fortnite graphics, Breath of the Wild gameplay.
But I'm curious because I love anything mythology, so I'm probably going to check it out.
Do you happen to know My American Cousin who Aiden Pierce and Stormzy are?
No.
Okay. I could make something up now, couldn't I?
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I don't know. This is how out of touch I am. I'm not even sure who Aiden Pierce is, but Stormzy is like a grime musician.
The only thing I know
being set in the UK, obviously, that's probably why.
Maybe. I just know Aiden Pierce he has that little mask. Like before Corona, right? He had like a mask or something like that to hide his face.
He must be devastated because he's made a thing out of wearing a mask, and now everyone wears a mask.
So what's he going to do now?
Not wear a mask.
But it'll help him be more stealthy.
Yeah, no one's going to know him now, are they?
Because if I see somebody with a bandana on their face, I'm like, oh, this guy's suspicious immediately. Now you're like, listen.
It's certainly made armed crime a little bit easier, hasn't it? Because now
everybody's got one.
Everyone's wearing one. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you one thing. Aiden Pierce, mask or not, if he rode up to me in the street and was like, excuse me, mate, do you know who I am? Absolutely no idea. I'm Aiden Pierce. What's that mean to me? What does that mean to me?
Yeah.
What an interesting cat he is. Well, the big question is, Bobby, did we miss anything? Do you, dear listener, have an opinion or take on the news we missed? If so, Bobby, how? Let's hope the tattoo's paid off because you've been and got inked with the tattoo of the email and all the places they can get in contact with us. I don't know what your good lady makes of it, but you're edgy. You're an edgy podcaster now, so you got to get covered in ink. How would the collected masses get in contact and say, George, Bobby, why are you talking about that news when the Stadia got on 8K on any TV, even a CRT upgrade because Google worked with some sort of voodoo witch doctor to make this thing beyond your wildest dreams? And if you haven't got one, do you even game, bro?
Yeah, facts. So if you miss anything, you can slide in the DMs on Instagram. You can hit us up on Twitter. Or you can email us at questions@unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com.
Beautiful. That ink must be healing well because you read it, no issues. Big question. Mm-hmm. We've got the feature coming up, which this week is all about games we've never played. And we turn to the audience every single week and say, hey, dudes, not only do you get your comment read out on air, and for some bizarre reason, that's worth the price of entry alone, which is free, by the way. No charge here, Bobby. We don't put you behind a paywall. We don't put you behind glass down at New York Zoo and say 10p to look at this guy. You get to look at him for free, right?
Yep.
No tuppence a bag here, friend. It's all free. All we say is, We just comment on the show, get involved in the community, go on the Discord. Now, this week, the feature, which is Best Games We've Never Played, we reached out to the audience and said, tell us what games you haven't played, which they have done. But guess what, Bobby? And this, you're an American, so you understand and love a good deal. Imagine if you got to comment on the best gaming podcast in the universe. Now, there's a guy on Mars, he's got a podcast, but it's not quite as good as this one, right? So I'm classing that as the universe. And imagine if you then went into a hat and your comment, if good enough, gets you pulled out as a prize winner. Does life get any better than that?
Doesn't. Especially a quality picture.
Would you believe, you're not going to believe this, I've got somebody at my door. 2 seconds, keep them entertained, Bobby.
Okay, we'll do. So, we got 2 seconds, George is gone. I'm currently recording in my bedroom, so my girlfriend can play the Switch on the TV because she does not like to play the Switch handheld mode. So, she's happy. I can record in peace. We're good to go. We're good to go. Very breezy outside. It's about 62 degrees in New York City. And I got a cool breeze come and hit me in the face.
I don't even know what you're talking about, so I'm looking forward to that gold.
Yeah.
I've got a box. I've got a parcel.
Oh, here we go. What
do you reckon we do? I don't know what it is. If it ends up being some sort of bizarre leather crotchless panties, I apologise. Is that PG podcast? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Just right. Unboxing it now.
Oh, and you know what?
Oh, my goodness gracious me. Tell you what it is.
What is it? Oh, here we go.
All the way from the US of A, I'm now wearing a tractor hat, an International Harvester cap.
That's awesome.
Official merch.
That's awesome.
I was hoping it was going to be a game, so it could be slightly on topic, but it's not. Anyway, we'll leave that in because that's life.
It is.
So we're at the feature, and I got my script out. We're in the 21st century, so we don't need to worry about printing things off and a small whale dying somewhere. I don't know why paper would cause a small whale to die, but you never know.
You never know.
This week's feature is the best games we've never played. You know how maybe life gets in the way, maybe the game's just too daunting a thought, maybe the franchise is so surrounded by hyperbole that you just found it impenetrable. Maybe, just maybe, you don't like those kind of games. As always, we got in touch with you guys and you let us know your thoughts on the matter. So pull up a chair and make yourself comfortable as Bobby and I discuss our dirty gaming secrets. Bobby, I'm going to put you in the chair first because I've struggled. I have to admit, I've struggled with this. Because during my gaming career, for want of a better word, I've had the fortune, I would say, to stick my oar in at least one game on every franchise. I would have said Assassin's Creed, but obviously those who listen to the show, all 4 of them, they'll know that I went through a playthrough, 4 million of them. They knew that I went through a playthrough of the Assassin's Creed games in order until my pain threshold said I tapped out, Bobby, on the mat, face pushed deep hard into the mat by Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'd climbed just enough high, tall structures at that point and unfogged just enough of the map to go, no, I actually, I've had enough.
Yeah, and it can happen.
I know things switched up after Syndicate, but, you know, at that point... So that would have been one that I would have said, that's my dirty secret. I've played 1 and a little bit of 2, but now I've played them all, bar the newest ones. So,
well, you know,
I want you to jump forward and say, yes, George, please, may I ask for forgiveness? What's your first confessional? And I'll let you know how many Hail Marys you need to do.
Listen, am I even a gamer? Okay. After this podcast, let's start with the news that we just heard. So Prince of Persia.
Yes.
After the 16-bit era, done.
I've got a confession. Okay, so based on that, maybe only a couple of Hail Mary, only maybe one Hail Mary, because I've played the original on Atari ST, which is 16-bit. I've dabbled with the first one on PS2, the one that's getting the remaster. I've dabbled with it. Only very recently, I think it was on air. There's actual recorded evidence of me having said this, but I didn't get very far with it because I found it a little bit the controls are a bit bonky. They're a bit PS2 floaty, not fantastic. Now I'm sure that's been refined and everything's been tightened up for this remake, or fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. Now, and it's a franchise I would often look over at, especially when they got to Warrior Within and it was all skatey, edgy, and cool. And he's there with his monochrome brown colours, which is the colour scheme of the time, with hints of red and flashes of crimson. And I'd be like, oh, crikey.
It looked awesome.
I wish I was playing that. But I never did.
Me neither.
Okay. What else? What else you got?
I got Final Fantasy. I've only played the original Nintendo game.
So for any counting, see, we never established a set.
Well, no, I have games I never even touched, but I mean, I've only played the first one. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a long running franchise that I am way behind.
Maybe that could be. Maybe at the end of this, we need to pick our punishment. And I say we need to pick our. I will pick your punishment, and I think that you should play through all the Final Fantasies.
I can't do it.
Don't give me these excuses.
Anything that's turn-based, I turn around. I'm out.
Turn around. Every now and then I just say no to turn-based. It's not a piece of me.
It's not for me.
It's not for me.
So I really struggle with them.
All turn-based games are just you tapping out saying, no, I can't deal with this, brother. I'm done.
Yeah. But my girlfriend, I bought her Paper Mario Origami King.
Yeah.
I mean, it's turn-based, but you have to do like a little puzzle to fight enemies. If I would have seen that, I'm not going to ever play that game. Wow. I watched her play it. I don't have time. Not time, I guess I should say. It's just, I like to just do it myself. I want to roll around and hit you myself. I don't want to take turns and heal. And so it's a real turn-off for me.
So have you got Final Fantasy 15?
Nope.
Dude, that's exactly...
The last Final Fantasy game I bought, I have, is just the original.
You need to play 15. I think you would love it.
I mean, I would definitely try it out.
It's not It's not turn-based. It's live, real-time combat.
Yeah, see, so I would try that out.
I think that you would have a little look for me. Find out how much it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's on some form of Games Pass or whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, I'll definitely try it. Now, here's one I never touched at all.
Okay.
The Sims.
You see, again, filthy little me gets everywhere, gets where water can't, does me, right? I have had a bash at The Sims. Maybe on console, admittedly, and I think I've had a dabble on PC. God knows why. Mm-hmm. I mean, heck, Bobby, I've even played Farming Simulator.
Yeah, you did.
I literally get everywhere. Okay. The Sims. Can you see a point in time where you're ever going to play The Sims?
No.
Now, that was a free download on PS Plus.
It was.
Of months. Did you add it to library or not?
I did. Only because I'm scared. Once my girlfriend really finishes Animal Crossing, she only has Mario Odyssey. Okay, who knows how long we're living in this situation. She needs something that she can focus on. And I think The Sims is up her alley. Because she can build her house and furnish it and, get on the boyfriend that's not annoying like me. I think that'd be right up there for her.
Can you imagine coming home one day and she's just gone full Sims? I don't know where you've been because obviously you can't go anywhere. So you've had a long sleep. And you wake up one morning, she's actually downloaded it on PS4 and She's cooing over a sim boyfriend, a dream
Who's
job.
from Long Island.
Oh, right.
Whoa.
Why didn't you come over to my house? I've been practicing.
Let's have some Manischewitz wine. Yeah.
Let's have some Bucks Fizz or whatever. What did you say Bucks Fizzes were called?
They call them mimosas.
Mimosa.
Yeah.
A mimosa. So that's just champagne with orange juice.
That's all it is. And they charge, okay, I don't know about you guys, but in New York City, we have brunches.
Yeah.
And it's like for, let's say, any main meal you buy.
Yeah.
You get unlimited drinks for a certain amount of money. For an extra $20, let's say. So for an hour and a half, you can drink unlimited. Okay? People get wrecked off mimosas. And I'm like, wow, it's just champagne. How strong can that be? But I guess if you're pounding them down for an hour and a half, I mean,
it's not actually, to be honest with you, though. If you go to a place that's like all you can drink for $20 and they're offering champagne.
Oh, no, yeah, they have everything.
It's not champagne, is it? Is it not sparkling wine that they're serving them?
I would think so. And you're not going to know.
No.
You're not going to know. They do Bloody Marys, mimosas, and they even throw pomegranate in there to be fancy in some places.
Are you like a whiskey sour kind of guy when you go out?
Bro, I love whiskey sour, dude. Jameson, like Jameson sours.
What is the sour that goes in it?
I can make it at home. It's easy. It's just simple syrup.
Yeah.
With lemon. You boil that bad boy. So like a cup of water and a cup of sugar.
Yeah.
You boil it. When it's getting bubbly, you just add, I don't know, however, I think it's a quarter cup of lemon in the mix. And then once it's chilled, you put it in the refrigerator. And then I do I like to drink my drink strong. So I do like 3 ounces of the sour.
Yeah.
I'll do like 2.5 of Jameson.
And Jameson's your drink of choice?
No, but if I had to do that drink, I would be.
What do you think you would drink if you were a cowboy? Just neat.
Oh, like maybe like a Jack or a Macallan, I think it's pronounced. Something like that, straight up. No ice, bro.
Okay, well,
it's the dirtiest glass you got.
Filthy. Well, the good thing about that, good thing of whiskey at that level of strength, it's literally sanitizing everything it touches.
Yeah, you just whisk it around and bam.
Well, someone here who's he's certainly a high level. He's a high level beverage. It's Sea Pliskin. All right. He says he's messaged into the show. He's quite a regular, is Sea Pliskin. Do you remember Sea Pliskin? I don't know if he's been on in your era, the Bobby era. I think that's what we're going to call this era until we settle on a new home for each where we live. The Bobby era. This sounds like a bit of a strict question, he says. Well, if I had to say, I guess I'd put down F-Zero. I originally thought of Halo, but then I remembered I'd tried it out years ago. You see, he said tried it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't set any rules going in, so...
I mean, if you dabbled with it, all right, but like for me, most of the games I put down, never played. But some, I played so little. Is it even considered I'm in the franchise?
True.
Like, look how different Final Fantasy is from 30 years ago to now. I have no idea what's happening. I'm so far removed. It's almost like you watch Band of Brothers season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
And then just stop watching.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And you kind of know what's happening, but you never seen it yourself.
Wow. Okay. Well, in that note, I might have a couple more. We got Comic Pictures 79 messaged in, the show's very own artist. He says probably Kingdom Hearts. You see, I'd have said Kingdom Hearts, but I finished the first game and I'm 3/4 of the way through the second one before I put it down. I was playing it with my daughter and we just hit a ridiculous difficulty spike. And it was like, nah, we're done with this for now. But we've got 3 and we want to play it because 3 looks amazing, solves all the issues I had with 2. But I refused to put 3 in until we finished 2.
Finished 2. I'm the same way.
but 2's a little bit sort of like we're a little bit stuck with it. But anyway, so it's probably Kingdom Hearts. It's really popular, but I've never played it. Seen it being played, or even read a review. I don't have a valid reason why. I just haven't. Neither will I. Not because I have a poor or even existent opinion on it. There's just other stuff that I'm playing or want to play. Even when I've been looking to discover something new, it's never been something that's jumped out at me. And I've played a bit of most stuff. I know folks who've never played a Zelda, not because they don't like it, because they haven't. Sometimes stuff just passes you by. And anyway, apart from Link to the Past and Fishing in Ocarina, they're all a bit meh. Laughing till I cry emoji, winking emoji. Now that would have I rated Tom. Oh, he's in jail. Forgot. The loyal fans will probably want to know what's up with the boy. Some of them, most of them, have probably moved on. But for those that haven't moved on, here's a letter from Tom. Dear George and Bobby, mine and Big Rick's relationship is truly blossoming. Today we built origami cranes and rubbed sensual massaging oil into each other's shoulders. I've sent in a tape of my voice for a new Gillette razor advert. They like the idea I'm incarcerated. It could bring an edgy new look to the razor. Lots of love. Tom, a.k.a. Mrs. Rick.
I mean, listen, sounds like he's having a good time over there.
He's making the best of a bad situation, I think.
Yeah. And as long as you have good oil, why not?
I wonder what massage oil is made out of in prison. Or do you think that could be something that could be sent in a parcel? Maybe Big Rick's written to his mum.
I mean,
I know Big Rick's he's the only woman in Big Rick's life is his mum. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure 40% of the massage oil is like you can siphon from the drains in the shower. And add like a little bit of lavender.
Or maybe someone who's working kitchen can sort of drain down some fat from the deep fat fryer. And again, add a little bit of lavender, some rose petals from the prison garden.
Yeah, a little bit of potato.
Potato?
Yeah, a little bit, want a little thick. More like a stock.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe so they all look a little bit more bronzed, maybe a spoonful of gravy browning.
100%.
Perfect. Couldn't really ask for more. Going back to obviously the real letter we received, which is from Comic Pictures 79. He's played a Zelda, but there's folks out there that haven't. Obviously, I'm guessing you must have played at least one Zelda.
Yeah. Nothing after. Well, I played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
but nothing between that or A Link to the Past.
So you never played like my Zelda, which is Ocarina of Time?
Nope.
Wow.
Strange, right?
Well, it just depends what machine you had, I guess. Guess who else has been in touch?
Boba Loba.
Yes. Why didn't you make him sound American this week?
So just talk like myself?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
All right. Because I could see him being from the South.
Much like me with his hat. He'd be like, hey, y'all, there are a surprising number of franchises that I've never dabbled with, but it always seems to surprise me, notably Donkey Kong and Legend of Zelda. I've also recently started having a crack at Pokemon's, playing Emerald on a GBA, but if we're talking modern franchises, pretty much anything PlayStation that came out after the first God of War and Uncharted.
Now, you see, he didn't play these games because of a system. You see?
I'm looking for critique.
That was awesome. You sound like you're from the sticks of Alabama right there, bro. I mean, we're going down in deep jungle, a deep forest for sure.
We're taking these people through the medium of my rather ropey voice work on almost a road trip of places not to go in America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely don't want to go down there. I mean, there are some places
number of franchises.
Yeah. There are some places upstate New York I don't want to go to either. So it's not just Alabama.
Okay. You see, if I could pick where I'd want to be from, I don't know why, but there's something quite appealing to me. Obviously, there's some very negative aspects associated with the South. We don't need to go on to those on a PG podcast. It's quite light. But I quite like the idea of like gathering round for a long neck, sticking on some country music, sitting on a bale, doing a bit of catfishing. You know, my brother John's been cooking some catfish down at the deep fat fryer. Got a little bit of red hot fat in his eyes, now blind. That sort of thing.
That's a Turkish boy.
Is that, well?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
That's like almost near Texas, but not really. That's how they talk down there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I had a guy I used to work with from the South. And if you give me a minute, I can think about his voice, and I'll get back to you.
I wanted to. For me, a Texan is always going to sound like someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
100%. Yeah. No matter where you are in Texas, you sound like you're a cop. Very, very stern, very strict.
So back to Bobaloba got a little bit more than he bargained for when he wrote into this the greatest gaming podcast of all time. But he says that notably Donkey Kong, Legend of Zelda, he's not played those. I think Adam the artist, we're wondering how we're going to recommission. I think I want to see Bobaloba as a redneck. He's never played Donkey Kong. He's never played Legend of Zelda. Can you believe that?
I mean, it happened.
The kid had a SNES. He didn't have a Mega Drive, so he holds a SNES in his heart. He never had Zelda on there. He never had Donkey Kong.
See, isn't it amazing?
16-bit Donkey Kong. You never had. Every kid was cutting off a limb or trading their very soul with the devil at a crossroads for a copy of that Donkey Kong.
They definitely were.
Not Bobaloba.
This guy was like, nope.
What was he playing? You have to write in and let us know, maybe on the Discord, because obviously Bobaloba.
I mean, we could take a guess. We could say RC Pro AM. And I'm going to guess Balloon Fight. And then I'm going to have to say Centipede.
On the SNES?
If I got one of those right, that'd be amazing.
I don't think any of those games are games that he would in the UK play on a SNES. But, if one of them's correct, fair play to you. You've done it. You've channeled your inner psychic medium. You've pulled it out of his very back of his head.
Yeah.
He's also... I've only recently started having a crack at Pokemon, playing Emerald on the GBA. Do you know what? If you're of a certain age, Pokemon can pass you by. I sunk my teeth deep into Blue round about the time it kind of came out or got a little bit big in the UK, and then revisited it on a GBA sometime within the last decade, I would say, and got reasonably far on it. Again, didn't finish it. Does that mean that's a franchise that slipped me by? I don't know.
You dabbled in it.
I dabbled, yeah, but I never...
I'll tell you what. I never played a Pokemon game ever.
If you've...
Never.
Not even one?
Nor will I ever play one.
What if Eve wants Pokemon Snap and tells you she wants your help getting 100% completion?
Sorry, Charlie.
Okay, well, guess what? Elliot, obviously, Bobaloba, I was going to say, is an active member of the Discord, so he can let us know on there. If you're listening and you're like, do you know what? I've listened to every single episode of this podcast, and I'm just on the periphery. Get involved. Go on Instagram. Go on Twitter. Click the link tree. Go to the Discord, sign in, and join us. This is where you can meet what have now become celebrities in their own right. Bobaloba, Elliot, Comic Pictures. They're all there. And do you know what? When he gets enough signal on his Nokia, jailbroken Nokia, even unofficial controller Tom chimes in. Elliot's another active member of the Discord. Roll the dice. Where's he going to be from?
I don't know. He sounds like a really sophisticated somebody from like Upper London, I guess. Like a businessman, I can imagine. Super savvy.
Tom's like the method actor, but I seem to be doing method acting.
Yeah, you're doing fine, bro.
Always wanted to try Zelda, especially Final Fantasy and Kingdom of Hearts, just because how much praise they get, yeah?
That's exactly how I imagined it.
Okay, all right. I guess that means Elliot's never played any Zelda at all. Not Ocarina. He's not been around his mates, sipping Kool-Aid and eating some Wotsits. No. What do you call cheese puffs? Is there a brand in the good old USA? Because we call them Cheetos.
Cheetos, yeah.
Cheetos.
And you have like the store knockoff brands, but you don't buy those.
Is in America, do they like come up with names that sound like Cheetos, but because they can't use Cheetos, they call them like Panthros? Like,
no, they don't have that.
Is that not the case?
Cheesy puffs. They have like cheesy puffs or like chief puffers.
Because we've got we've got a store or a set of stores in the UK called like Lidl and Aldi, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's great value! It's great value." You can go there and you can get Heinz tomato ketchup, but it's like. But instead of going down their own route and saying this is Heinz ketchup, they go and get one commission that's called like Hans tomato ketchup, but it's got almost exactly the same label. If you want to go and get Finnish dishwasher tablets, they call them like Fonish. And to me, that's like, no, it's just the same. Yeah, but what are you doing there? Because that's almost like copyright. That's like trademark. That'd be like someone starting up like the unaccredited controller podcast, but being yellow and pink, and there's two guys.
Exactly.
You know, one of them can play games, the other one can't.
Also, all these like we have one here too. It's like their fruit. It's like the fruit that was just like, is it a perfect tomato? No, it's a little lopsided, a little fugazi, but we're gonna sell it anyway. That's how all their fruit is. Their apples are like ovals.
Is that not a better apple, though, the imperfect apple? Maybe instead of putting all its efforts when it grew into being completely symmetrical, it managed to put all its efforts into creating the right balance of sugars to be absolutely delicious as soon as it hit your mouth. Ever the salesman, you see what I'm doing here?
Yeah,
Don't worry. Don't let the exterior put you off, because the interior is where it's at with this fruit, Bobby.
I mean, for that, it's become a pear. You know?
It becomes a pear, as in two of them? Or
it looks it looks like a pear.
An apple that looks like a pear.
Yeah, I mean, that's not an apple, right?
Where's this orchard? Chernobyl?
Who knows, dude? They've been doing some wild stuff in that supermarket.
Shall I jump off the fence and lob myself out there? Because I was struggling with this, because like I say, I've dipped my toe. You know, as games get older, it's very easy to pick them up for not very much money. You know, you can have a whole franchise for £3 in some cases. You know, they put out 3 games, £3 done. Here's a confession. Devil May Cry.
Okay.
Have you played those?
Just the first one.
See, on this show, I've mentioned that I've kept trying the first one. I'll play it. And again, you know, I'm going back to the PS2 now, so things are a little bit different then.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of it. I like the look of it. I like the rhythm of the combat.
Yep.
But I've just never stuck with it. And I don't exactly know why. Here's another confession. Ominutia.
Oh, no, me neither. No.
I'm quite keen to see that through. Here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put this down based on the dabble-only theory, because I think I've dabbled with the first one on PlayStation 1. I think I've dabbled with one maybe on GameCube at some point in time, but I haven't really dabbled with it on the newer consoles. Definitely not. Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I think I just played the first 2. The last one I played, I think, was Rising Sun.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you, are we even gamers, Bob?
I don't know, bro.
Well,
I don't know.
Someone who is a gamer, Mr. C, much like myself until lockdown, Bobby, he's never played. He says, I've played about an hour of Assassin's Creed 2 and have never touched another in the series. Always seems to be something else I'd rather play.
Then it's definitely not for him.
I don't think so.
Which is fine. Is fine.
Mr. C's from Birmingham, but I don't think I can do a Birmingham accent very well. I think if I tried it, I'd probably insult him.
Isn't that where Peaky Blinders are?
Yeah.
I love that show.
It's a good show. Have you seen all of it? Or are you just like...
I'm waiting for, I guess, season 6, which is not released yet on Netflix. I think you guys already had it, but... So on Google, really? Right? Didn't something happen? Or... There was a lot of talk about it, so I assumed they released for you guys first, then comes over here.
Oh, I don't... To be honest with you, I loved it up until the last series, and then I kind of like fell off the wagon with it a little bit.
They kind of go too much sometimes.
Yeah, and I really felt like it was a bit too much. Talking of too much, look at that. That's why you're a world-renowned podcaster, Bob, because guess who's been in touch? It's Much More, probably the slickest link ever delivered on the Unofficial Controller podcast. I don't know if he quite read the question, because I know he owns lots of copies of House of the Dead. He's a massive Sega fan, and he says the House of the Dead. So I presume that's his best franchise.
Yeah.
But it's not a franchise he's never played. Maybe he can get in touch and let us know. There's someone. I think he is in the Discord, actually. Someone else who's in the Discord. Last month's winner, Bobby. Mm-hmm. Why do you make him sound like he's from the Bronx? Batmull. That's his second part of his prize. He gets his latest post read out by you.
All right, here we go. Batmull. I never played a God of War game. The older stuff didn't seem like my sort of thing, but the newest one looks pretty good and has a lot of praise and probably would be one of the first games I get if I got a PS4.
Again,
that's not Bronx enough for you, then what am I even doing?
Well, you're the real deal, so you just got to read it out in your normal voice, haven't you? And he said he's never played a God of War game.
Yeah, I mean, like let's say you had an Xbox, then you're not going to play this, you know?
Yeah, no.
So it's possible. Very possible. We have Road to Thinner Me.
The wonderful Stephen. Stephen! I hope you're well. He's a fantastic man, is Stephen.
I think get ready to hate me. Can never hate you, bro.
No
Final Fantasy. So me and Steve are on the same boat, rowing down the same river. Never cared about them. Games in that franchise. It just never appealed to me, ever, with a smiley face.
No messing. I did actually recommend him Final Fantasy 15, much like I did you, as an ointment for his Final Fantasy itch.
So maybe we could row together on the same side and go over there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Possible.
Yeah, you could rub prison-grade massage oil into each other's backs.
Yeah, why not?
Now, this guy, Digital Monkery, I'm sure I've read his name out on air before, but I'm not sure, Bobby. I'm not sure. So, to be safe...
New listener.
Do you know what gives me so much happiness is seeing how happy you are to say new listener. Digital Monkery.
To the mic.
It says, despite all the good things I've heard about it, I've never played any of the Uncharted or God of War games. My goodness. I have a chunky backlog anyway, but I've never felt like putting them next in the list. I think I own most of the games on both series too. Again, a man that's seen a game for 50p to £1 probably, or £2, whatever your max tolerance is, and thought, I'll pick that up for that price, because on a rainy Sunday afternoon, I might give that a go.
Yep.
And I say good effort, because a lot of these games I've paid £1 for have returned on investment to me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Final Fantasy 13 as an example. I think that came into the collection on PlayStation 3. I had it originally on Xbox 360 and fell out of love with it because I didn't have the time at the time. I didn't have the time at the time. At the time, I just didn't have the time, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
At the time. No time at the time.
Yep.
And then it came back into the collection on PS3 for a measly £1 or £1.50. I then spent 60 hours playing it.
Wow.
That's a good return on investment.
I think so. That's phenomenal. Really.
So, is it a crime to own a game that you haven't yet played but intend to? What if it was like a movie? If you had like a couple of movies on your shelf you'd never seen?
Well, no, movies. I haven't done it in a while, but I only buy movies I really loved. So my collection, I mean, I don't have it no more, but it had a pretty nice collection.
Mm-hmm.
But I only get, if it's a game on sale that it interests me, I buy. But even on sale, if I really think about it, am I ever going to play this game? I don't know.
Well,
sometimes you just can't go wrong with $1.
That's what I'm saying. Is $1 a book? One book?
A buck, yeah. Anything can be a buck. But $2, $3, but a buck.
A book is $1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's $1.50, like they used to have quarter waters, which I don't know if you guys ever had. It's a quarter water. Basically, it's just I would say half a pint of a really disgusting flavored water.
Yeah.
That has probably 20 pounds of sugar in it that we drank as kids playing stickball.
All right.
So, I mean, are you thirsty but only have a quarter? Can you go wrong? No, it's fine.
We had something quite... Now I've kind of digested what you said. We used to get them with... obviously, you could go and get a premium 330ml can of pop, and they would be 50p, half a buck. What's 50 cents?
50 cent.
50 cent, yeah.
50.
Or you could get like a small plastic cup with like a white labeled top on it and a red straw that you kind of jam in the top of it, and then you kind of suck this rather weird flavored juice out of it. Is that quarter water?
It's basically a small container, clear. There's no label. The label's on top of the tin foil.
Yes.
You just pull the tin foil. That's it.
Oh,
we don't have straws. You guys are a little bit more upscale.
I guess the USA ever chasing the bottom line profit. They were like, no.
Yeah.
God damn it, they can rip. John, what are you talking about? You're giving the kids a straw, man.
Yeah.
That's 2 cents.
That's
profit.
exactly what it is, yeah.
You're flushing down the toilet. That's why you're nobody. I don't know why. I'm probably insulting every American listener we've ever had. Like, why does that British guy insist on speaking in an American accent? And now he's paraphrasing an American guy. He's speaking in a British accent. He's backwards.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Huh. I got some more here. I got some more here, bro. We got... Okay. Right, I'm going to do a dabble and then never played. The last Street Fighter game I played.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition on the Sega Genesis.
Ooh.
Haven't played any since then, and honestly don't care to.
Okay.
Then I have Super Smash Brothers.
That would be a great one for me. If only I'd thought of that.
Never played it, ever.
Is that Jay-Z leaving on his custom Harley?
No, that was Dave.
Just Dave?
That was Dave, yeah.
What's Dave? Is he a security guy, or has he got the apartment below you? Or
no, I think Dave's just a local biker. I think he's in his own gang. He's got his own little weird cut, but I never seen anybody with him, so...
You think
strange?
Is there such a thing as a solo biker gang?
Well, I mean, honestly, on the corner, he puts a little bit like a soft dirt, like he throws it in his face, like he's been riding, I guess. So maybe trying to undercover where he's from. You know?
Oh, I can see.
Yeah.
Not maybe next episode, I will fly over to the United States and I will move in to the apartment.
You got to see
Tom's apartment with you, and instead of Farmerton, we'll have that corner of Broadway.
Yeah.
And we will talk about the local inhabitants. Dave the biker.
It's a wild corner, dude. This whole
Boba Loba with his hick moonshine bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, boys, I'll tell you what. What's that, Boba Loba? You ain't had enough shine. Someone else who hasn't had enough shine, obviously, because he's written into the podcast, and he's get ready, Bobby.
New listener.
Look at that. Like 2 peas in a pod.
This is one of my guys.
Twins.
One of my guys has joined. Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Is he one of your... Because obviously people are listening. They're like, why does George say that Bobby's like a podcasting pro? That's because you've got your own show. Where did they find you, Bobby?
You can find me at Bobby's_world_podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
I make my own little side page there.
Yeah, but where... Don't
like everywhere. I mean, like on Spotify,
Stitcher,
Apple.
TuneIn, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You're on Castbox. Anywhere a reputable big boy show hangs out, that's where you do your show, where you just cut the rug, talk games, memories.
Yep.
What it's like to be an American. Mm-hmm. So I use it really as an American simulation podcast. I then assume what it's like to be a man growing up in the Bronx. with microwavable ice cream. I mean, that. If they can find that episode.
But I think it's
how can
2.
you put something in the microwave and it not come out hot? You can't put ice cream in a microwave for 30 seconds and it come out as a milkshake that's not hot but cold.
Only in America.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you're listening, you need to get in, and he listens, Neil.
Yeah, he needs to figure it out.
His actual sort of Instagram, his real Instagram name is King GP Icon on 79. He says, haven't played any of the Far Cry or BioShock games.
Now I'm with him on the BioShock.
You've never played?
I have all 4. They were all free for the download, and I downloaded them all, and they're still there.
There's 4 games?
4, yep. 1, 2, 3, and Infinite.
No, 3 is
sometimes
infinite. 3 is
some
infinite.
Words I just can't pronounce. And
infinite.
Infinite, yeah.
I thought 4. 3 was infinite.
Nope. I got the BioShock. Oh, maybe you're right. I thought it was a trilogy. Yeah. And then I got a 4th one. Oh, so it's just 1 and 2, and then...
Yeah.
See, that's how much I don't know.
I'm willing to be wrong as well, because let's face it, I don't even know how to unbutton my flies, Bobby. So, you know.
So who knows?
Do you want another confession from me before we leap into the next? What can only be described? I was looking through, and this is hard, because if you've dabbled a little bit, it's hard to say that you've not done it, but Driver.
I played the first one, but I never really got far. I didn't like it at all. My friend Alex loved it.
You see, I came to that after it had been out. Like the PS2 and the Xbox are out, and I got a PlayStation 1 with a screen. Mm-hmm. And that was when I came back to PlayStation at the time and played some games while I was away. It made sense to have these games. They weren't that old, really. They were just last gen. But Driver... At the time, it must have been acceptable, but Driver had some horrendous popping. You know,
I didn't like it at all, dude.
Not even a block away, and these buildings are like bop, 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 bop.
Even then,
I just nah.
I was like, wow. Especially when you think you're doing so good, and all of a sudden there's a ramp. Where did the ramp come from?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, really?
Yeah. It wasn't really for me.
Want to know 2 more?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of 3, but Fortnite and any other free-for-play game. Never played them. Don't care.
I've played a bit of Fortnite, I have to admit. A lot of Fortnite.
Want to know what else is wild I never played?
What?
Crash Bandicoot.
You've never played any Crash? Not even a demo?
Nope. And I got a game, I think it was Electronic Gaming Monthly, would sometimes give demos.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't put the demo on my freaking PlayStation.
Wow. I think I could say the same about the Spyro series. On PS4, I think I've had a dabble. James the Work Experience Boy had it, and I had a little go, but I didn't play it. And I never played any of the originals because it just felt like at the time as well, when they launched, I was like an edgy teen stroke 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be playing Spyro. Although saying that, there's me playing Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 and loving it. So what sort of a weirdo am I?
See, I kind of hid my Spyro games from my friends.
Did you?
So when they came over, I used to put them in like under my bed. And just have all the cool games on top.
What would be the cool games? And what would be the under the bed games?
Oh, I had like Twisted Metal, Silent Hill, the Resident Evils. I even had the Evil Dead, which was god-awful, which actually King Icon Pete just bought for $1, and he said, what can go wrong? Everything. Everything, really.
King Icon, let me just reach out to him. Thank you for cross-migrating across from Bobby's audience. Nothing's probably made me happier than knowing that we've now got joint family together, Bobby.
That's pretty cool. I have some too as well.
Is he like our first baby?
I think so. That I can remember. I think so, yeah.
King GP Icon is our first child.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
And what else did I have? I had, obviously Castlevania. I had all the cool that I thought were cool, Metal Gear. And then I had like Spyro, and I can't remember what else game. I'd be like, oh no, people coming over, gotta hide these. I can't be seen with this.
Oh, I'd love to know. I'd love to find out what was under the bed.
I have to look at my PS1 and I'll let you know.
Okay.
I still have them.
Here's someone that I speak to often on Twitter, and I don't know if he's messaged him before, but just to be safe, because we like everyone to get their roll in the barrel, Bobby. It's a
new listener.
Johnny Island Gaming. This man loves his PS Vita, and he's also got a Switch.
Oh, wow. I read that. Johnny Sis and Gaming.
Johnny Sisland Gaming. No, it's Johnny's Island Gaming.
So where am I?
I can see the confusion. Well, he's not he obviously has to pay for his underscores, unlike you. He can't afford the underscores, so he's had to just bunch it together and hope for the best. He says, I regret not playing as many Resident Evil as I should have. Resident Evil. You had a dabble on them all? I think I've had a dabble on them all.
I think every single one.
Yeah.
Except for like Raccoon City Operation or...
Oh, no, I wouldn't have played any of that.
Or Relevations. Never played those. But I even had the light gun game. I was into winning it. Resident Evil. Yeah.
Was that light gun game any good? Was it Dead Aim? I think I might have that.
Yes, Dead Aim. It was Dead Aim. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had...
In my house, horrible. My friend Alice's house, phenomenal. I don't know if it was the building I was in or whatever. Because I remember playing Duck Hunt, no problem.
Yeah.
Could not play Dead Aim. His house, we played Dead Aim. I felt like I was in the arcade. We actually found a big cardboard box.
Yeah.
And would put our arm on the cardboard box like we were in the arcade.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was really... That's what we did. That's crazy, right?
You know this show's all about those memories. Let me tell you one thing. Yes, he's back. Guess who's back? Back again. There's an Englishman. Guess who's back? It's not got the same rhythm as it.
No.
Once again, it's Daddy Zilla 80. Daddy Zilla 80. One of your brothers, one of my American cousins.
And you know what else about Daddy Zilla?
What?
It was Devin's birthday yesterday.
Happy
birthday, bro.
Devin Zilla. Nice remembered, Bobby.
Turned my favorite number. He turned 7.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? We've watched that family grow. And I tell you what, it's been an absolute honour and privilege. So have a wonderful day, Devin Zilla. Daddy Zilla, I hope you're doing well. Why don't you try and do your best Daddy Zilla impression? Or maybe just be Bobby.
Okay, we got... I'd have to say Halo or Call of Duty. I have them in my collection, but I haven't had the urge to play them. I'm sure I'm missing some awesome franchises somewhere, but those are the two I could think of off the top of my head. See, I dabbled Halo, just the first game. I'm currently playing Modern Warfare 2, remastered. Yeah. I think I played the first one, but that's really it for Call of Duty for me. I dabbled. I like one just when you're trying out a new dip, just take a little skim off the top.
Ooh.
Whereas Resident Evil, you dunk that whole bad boy in.
You're all the way in.
Yeah, you're not scared of the pick of the guy. Bro.
You see, I've played Halo 1, 2, and 3 all through to completion. I don't think I've played any Halos past that. I've played the original COD 2, 3, 4, 4-2. And that's probably where I jumped off, and I haven't played one since. So one could say I'm a reformed COD addict.
But now there's a place for that, though.
But it wasn't that long ago I put the original COD Modern Warfare in, and I thought, oh, I'll play this because, I remember it being a bit of a blockbuster game, put it on, go through the motions, and I just thought, no, this is not very good.
Yeah.
But hey, each to their own. Each to their own. Who've we got here? Retro Gamer Thomas. Where's he going to be from? RGT. Where's he from?
For some reason, I feel like RGT's from Manhattan.
How do they speak in Manhattan compared to...
You know what? I don't know how they speak Manhattan, but I just feel like this dude has enough class that he's Upper West Side with mimosas, bro. in his amazing game room.
Oh, yeah.
I told him, if I go up there, I wanted to sleep in your game room with a sleeping bag. It's fine. It's beautiful.
Cuddling a Sonic the Hedgehog toy.
Yeah, whatever he gives me, I'm just cuddling to it.
I don't want to shatter your dreams, but currently the game room is in hibernation.
I know.
But I don't think, due to COVID, anyone's going anywhere anytime soon. So that should give it time to rebuild it.
100%.
And then you can go on a European tour.
Of everybody's game room.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be.
I'm really getting excited, about the idea that me and you are going to move into Tom's apartment. And
it's going to be awesome.
That citywide block is almost going to be like a village.
Yeah.
Do you like in the Bronx, are there areas of the Bronx or the areas of certain areas that have got names within names?
Yes, there is. So in the Bronx, you have the Riverdale section where I was from. But in Riverdale, they broke that down too. So
I can't hear Riverdale without thinking of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I know she's not from Riverdale. I think she's from Sunnydale. But every time I hear Riverdale, I'm like, oh, vampires.
But Archie Comics is from Riverdale.
Who?
Archie Comics. Jughead and Archie.
Nothing to me.
You never heard of Archie? Really? Jughead?
I don't think so.
It's a comic back in like the Peanut days.
I don't know.
Wow,
I feel really
we're going to Google
here.
it. I mean, yeah, but I mean, don't feel stupid, but listen, like some games, never played them, never heard of this comic book.
Archie Comics.
Yeah, Archie Comics, yeah. His boy's Jughead. We called my friend Jughead because he looked like him.
It's absolutely lost on me.
So Riverdale, which is in the Bronx, they had they broke it down. So you had North Riverdale, regular Riverdale, you had Spike and Dival, and Kingsbridge.
Where should we? We're gonna. In America when they get like a historic house, but someone wants to build a massive apartment.
Fieldston.
Is that where we're going to be from? Fieldston.
No, but if I wish I could live, honestly, if I had a car, I would live in Fieldston. See, the problem with the Bronx, it's too far from Manhattan, depending on where you are. Like Riverdale is really could be a 3 transport zone. So you got to take a bus to the train. Who's doing that? But we don't want to do that, do we? I take one system.
So what's the area? Is Fieldston an area within Manhattan Island?
No, that's the Bronx. I would say like Upper West Side, Upper East Side, Soho, meatpacking, really. I can see a lot of our listeners from meatpacking. Very classy. Very classy. We got a couple from the Bronx. Yeah, I mean, they're classy too. But
what's the street in the meatpacker district?
14th Street, Gansevoort Street, Union Square.
14th and Union Square. Is there a corner there? Is there somewhere that we could say that this is where we've moved to? We've up Tom's apartment and moved it to 14 in Union Square, and the new Farmerton is this area of.
I'll tell you what, bro. Union Square is strange enough where you not only have business class, but you got some strange wackadoos.
Wackadoos.
So it's perfect, bro. It's perfect. That's the perfect area, man.
You get a pen, write that down. Because I'm good at making up the stories, but I'm not good at remembering them.
Listen.
14th and Union Square. If that's an actual address as well, that's perfect.
Yeah, you could just play chess with somebody. They have chess tables there.
Oh, what? Like in Independence Day?
Live bands, sellers markets, illegal bags, all that good stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we get carried away in the new lore of the new show and where the whole podcast's going to go from here. Retro Gamer Thomas, he says, I've never played any BioShock games. Have we read this out? I've always wanted to, but sorry, RGT, we're not giving you the respect you deserve. You're almost damn royalty. Coming up is royalty, I tell you now. And I'm glad that he's reached out. He hadn't reached out in a while, but he has now. I've never played any BioShock games. I've always wanted to, but I really struggle with first-person games, says RGT. I've also never got into COD, just because the online Battle Royale style games just doesn't appeal to me. I love a good single-player story. Finally, it would probably be Far Cry and Fallout, although I've just purchased Fallout 4. I'm going to give it a try. You're shaking your head for the first time. You're like, how dare he not play an apocalyptic game?
Yeah. Fallout. Listen, that's where it's at.
So he's never really played any BioShock games,
Mm-hmm.
and he's never really played any online battle royale style games. He loves a good single player game, and he's never played any Far Cry or Fallout. I said to him Fallout 4 he'd enjoy, especially for the price he picked it up for. He wanted to check in with me, and he did ask, is it third person as well as first? I was like, yes, it is.
Yes.
So he was quite happy about that. Now, we talk of royalty. On the show. Here's a man that's so integral to the early days of the show. It's Odd as UK. He's messaged in. He says, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I'm just not into JRPGs. Final Fantasy's getting some hate, isn't it? As I find the turn-based combat a frustrating game mechanic. I played the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo and thought it was okay. But I think my lack of playing the original, we didn't have PS1 back in the day, hindered me getting excited about it. I've also never indulged in any of the Assassin's Creeds, Elder Scrolls or Fallout games. They've just not piqued my interest. My fiancée has also had a brief encounter with GTA after waiting too long at the traffic light, getting bored, then giving up. She did, however, rack up 150 hours on Horizon Zero Dawn over numerous playthroughs and 120 hours on Portal 2, another 2 games which I've yet to play. So,
I just think...
His fiancée waited for too long. Now, she obviously plays Grand Theft Auto like me. She obeys the traffic signals. Well done, Mrs. Odders. You little legend. But she got bored, turned it off, used it as a frisbee. She did, however, rack up 100. Get this, Bobby. 150 hours on Horizon Zero Dawn over numerous playthroughs and 120 hours on Portal 2. But Odders has never played it. But he doesn't like Final Fantasy either.
Yeah. JRPG is not for me. Portal, another game I never played.
There's one I've never played, Portal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've not even played a demo of it.
Nope.
You see, when you get thinking, you can suddenly start listing them off, can't you? Have you got any more on your confessionals, your dirty secrets?
Oh, I sure do.
My God, Bobby. Am
I even a gamer? I don't know.
Dude, you've not played Mass Effect?
No. These are 4 games. I actually have the trilogy.
That's the only. Don't worry about the other one. I've not done the other one.
But I have 3 of the 4.
And I'll confess now, I've started 2. I had Mass Effect back in the day, and I played it and finished it. And recently, last Christmas, I think it was, on the show, I played Mass Effect through again and absolutely loved it. Then started 2 and kind of didn't like the way they'd taken it. But and I will play that at Christmas. I think I might play Mass Effect 2 just for being a tradition for the show and all that. But surely, Bobby, you need to play Mass Effect.
I've always wanted to, but this is always something else.
Yeah, but guess what? You got the time now, friend.
That's true.
Who's that? Double dumbass on you too, bro.
Yeah. That's how it is. I mean, since living here in Tom's house, I realized if there's a red light on the corner and you're in front of my house, even if the guy hits go on the gas pedal, you're never going to make it to the light will always be red by the time you get there. So it doesn't matter if you're honking. It's not going to happen. They'll figure it out, I guess.
I'm sure, yeah. Well, it gives the flavour of the city, doesn't it? It's not as loud as it was when we were down at Times Square when we licked that toad.
Yeah, I mean, when I came in, after all the bad press and the cops came, there were a lot of empty houses, and then when people just started moving in. Pretty strange, if you ask me. But hey, listen, it's New York. One other game I didn't play?
Yeah.
Here's 2.
Go on.
Tekken. Of any kind.
I've played that.
And Dragon Age.
Dragon Age could be one. I'm going to throw in, I think my final one I could think of, the Tales series. Again, JRPG, Tale of Cilia, Tales of Berseria, Tales of all this,
Definitely
that, and the
not.
other.
And I saved one for the end of the show because I will not say it until the end of the show.
Oh my God, this must be an absolute belter. Guess what, Bobby? Get your clapping hands out because we've got
new listener.
Kind of. That's never going to get boring. Kind of sort of gamer. He says, for me, it has to be the Half-Life series. I think it's because those games are a bit before my time. But to be fair, I also haven't put into the effort to play them. Still, with how well regarded they are, not playing any Half-Life game is kind of my gaming shame.
Oh, that's another one to my list.
Now, I'm confident I've played 2, not through to completion. So maybe that's another one for me. It depends where the line gets drawn, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, you could dabble in it. Doesn't mean you played it. Because if someone's talking to you about the franchise and you have no idea what's going on, and you didn't really go into it. Like if someone's talking to me about Gears of War, I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. But I played the 4th one that my friend had in his house. So he had some beers, was playing it. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I'm shooting people.
There's a trilogy. I got the first Gears of War, thought it was incredible. Got the second.
Really
Gears
awesome. I liked 4.
I'd never played 4. Played 1, 2, and 3, I think.
Yeah, so I can't compare the rest, but I enjoyed it, or maybe only because we were just playing together. But that's something I would definitely want to go play for sure.
Okay, I think we're going to be sorting this in the relatively near future. So, guess what? Wurzel Ridge. We've got a new listener. Surely it's the TIE series by LucasArts back in the 90s, he says. The only place you could fly a TIE fighter or X-Wing. But yes, this was the dream when I was a kid. TIE fighter, then X-Wing versus TIE fighter, and then I think X-Wing on its own. Just found it on GOG, so may lose the weekend. Well, there you go. Bobby, we're going to call him a new listener, so we'll give him his clap because we've got another new listener. We're so coordinated. His name's It's Just Rave. He's actually my co-host on the Aikido Cast, which is the Lincoln Gaming blog.
I really enjoyed that.
Did you like that?
So I hope there's another one.
There will be. I think this Tuesday is when we're getting together to record. Hopefully,
that was awesome.
Got the time for that. I think it will have. I just can't be in more than one place at once, can I?
It's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's Just Rave. Guess what? Stick another nail in the coffin of Final Fantasy, dude, because he says Final Fantasy. Don't understand all the love for it. I'm the perfect age for someone who should have grown up with it and been buzzing for the 7 remaster. Couldn't be less arsed. None of the gameplay I've seen in the remaster makes me want to even, Bobby, try it. What's that all about, eh? He's not into Final Fantasy. If no one else is into it, is there like 2 fans? Because I like it, but I'm not so into it. I'm getting, I'm calling my kids Cloud Strife or anything.
I don't know. I have a friend of a friend who named his kid after one of the characters.
What? Ooh, that's edgy. Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't remember the name. I just think a lot of people... Well, obviously it's popular because they still make them. Yeah. But I think there's a hard line between JRPG, whether you like it or you don't.
Well, I would argue the fact that if they carry on down the route of 7 remake and 15, it's not even a JRPG anymore.
It's action.
It's an action RPG. Yeah.
So that could bring in even more fans, but then you alienate, maybe the fans who don't like that kind of stuff. So you never know. I don't know. It's hard.
That's why I thought 13, when I revisited 13 and played it through, there were times where I thought it found the perfect balance with the way it slotted the moves together. Although, do you know what? I'm sure there's many action RPG fans that would not like it at all. Mm-hmm. I found it was a means to an end. It was okay. And I'm looking forward to diving into 13 too. I just need to cleanse my palate just a little bit more before I throw myself into another 30-hour JRPG. Yeah. And then I'll need to cleanse my palate before I do Lightning Returns. But I intend to get those, finish off that 13 saga. Rounding us out, Bobby. Now, he's a Victorian strongman who works out on the corner of Union Square in just outside the flat of our new home. It's Finstergamer with his
physique, man.
His Victorian strongman moustache.
Yeah.
He's got the circular dumbbells, and then he lifts up one of those giant triangular weight things and then stands there in his pugilistic poses. And he's got a photographer who takes pictures of him in like with a modern phone, but he prints it off to make it look with the brown sepia thing on and hands them out and signs them. So he's like a street performer, is our Finstergamer.
It's glorious, actually.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When the light hits his pecs at the right moment, it's unbelievable.
He wears like leopard skin shorts.
Yeah, it's a little, that's a little crazy, but it makes for a good photo.
But when he's not in character, he looks like he could be a danger to himself.
It's almost like a superhero. Yeah. Two different identities, bro.
When he's sober, is a joy to be around. When he's not, I think, to be honest, when he's not, he's scratching enough money together to buy another Peyote toad, and he licks it till it's
wild
dead.
Dude, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is the new cast of characters we're building here, Bobby.
We got Sophistigamer says there are quite a few PlayStation exclusives that I would have loved to have tried, such as Days Gone and Last of Us. Other than that, I can't really think of any franchise that I regret having passed me by. Plenty have, but I guess the fact that I haven't gone back to them is a signal of how little intent I have to do so, with a laughing crying emoji. Which is true for him because that makes sense. He doesn't have a PlayStation.
No, and that
Xbox. So
that was him.
Makes sense,
Well, that was him taking us to the bridge, Bobby. Before we close out, if someone's listened to this and they've gone, oh, I feel like I'm missing out on probably one of the biggest, friendliest families and communities on the internet. If you want to be immortalised in the show, reach out and get involved in Discord, become part of the community, much like Finstergamer and Bobaloba and Comic Pictures and others have done. And you'll be interwoven into the very fabric of what the show's about, right?
Yep.
We're in a transitional phase as Tom went off to incarceration. You're flat sitting for him. I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to jet over to New York and I'm going to move in with you.
Take the West Wing, dude. I'm in the East Wing.
We'd never even see each other.
I mean, we can meet up in the middle where the game room is. So,
It's almost like destiny, isn't it?
It's perfect.
Now, I'm intrigued because I've been a bit lackluster. I haven't really come up with that many games I haven't played because I don't know where the rule is. But
I got a few more.
You've got a few more.
That I never touched.
Okay. I'm a little bit nervous because you were employed not only because you happened to stumble into Tom's apartment at the time of his arrest, but also because you are known on the internet as a pro gamer.
Is that right?
Bobby.
Do I even game, bro?
Let's find out. Let's pass judgment. Give me the rest. Give me both barrels. What you got?
Dead or alive? Never touched them.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Left 4 Dead. Phew! That's gone. Leisure Suit Larry. Nope.
You've never played Leisure Suit Larry?
No, and apparently it's on the Switch.
I don't know. I played it back in the day.
There's a game on the Switch. So I don't know. I thought it was like a,
I can't imagine that's very good.
I can't either. We have Tony Hawk. Never played it.
No! Get out! You've never played a Tony Hawk's game. You've never played the first one or nothing.
I never played any skateboarding game.
Wow.
Yeah. Just, I never had a skateboard. Kingdom Hearts.
That's understandable because it does seem quite unapproachable.
And I'm sure there are more because as, we heard people, I chimed in.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm sorry. It's going to hurt you. I never played Shenmue U. Yep.
If you could see the look. I've never played Shenmue. I've played Shenmue.
That's how you say it? There you go. Shenmue. Shenmue. Yeah.
Shenmue, yeah.
That's like his weird little cousin side game.
Shenmue.
Yeah.
He's like the Chinese knockoff.
It's like a mini party game. At the back alley somewhere. With his little other strange little cousin hanging around, sipping quarter waters. you know. So that's what that is about, bro.
Oh my goodness, Ryan. He's not called Ryo Azuki. He's called Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan Hatahuki.
Yeah.
Drinks quarter waters. If he's not looking for sailors, what's more downscale than sailors? Oh,
yeah.
Has anyone seen any yachtsmen? Is that the last one, or is there more?
That's all I wrote down. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
To be fair, some of those.
See, there was so many I never played, and
some of those were locked away on systems that you weren't ever going to get access to, though. Like Shenmue, it's when I heard all the furore about it coming out and the Kickstarter and all that sort of stuff, and everyone was desperate to play Shenmue 3. I did wonder how that would go down, because Shenmue 1 and 2, if it had been as successful as the amount of noise that the internet creates about those games, the Dreamcast Sega would still be in the console game. It would have sold like 4 billion copies, wouldn't it? It was like, Shenmue, best game ever played. Oh, amazing. Well, let's add up all these people that say Shenmue is amazing. Hang on a minute. There's more people saying Shenmue amazing than Dreamcast ever sold. Somewhere the maths don't work out. So fair play to you for being honest. Now, before the big man arrives, we're going to have a little look on Instagram, Bobby. So grab your phone if you want to do this with us. If you want to join in. Obviously, if you want to join in properly, you need to take a picture of your gaming pickups, be it new, be it retro, be it even slightly geek-related. We're not fussy, are we, really?
No.
You go over to Instagram, you type in #stingraysboot. If you want to follow along on air, you click the recent button. And diving in at the top, we've got Retro Visions. What's he got here? These, I think, go to an arcade cabinet. They do.
You know what they're called?
What's that?
They're called bezels.
Bezels.
You say bezel, I say bezel.
Okay.
Well, you say bezel, I say bezel. Yeah, that's what they are. Those are cool, right?
Yeah, very cool. The first one he says is Gallagher. The second one, I really don't know. It looks like a sort of airport game. That's an aircraft carrier. So
it's
some
not,
sort of
I don't know. 19.
Shoot 'em up.
I don't know. Tato. I don't know.
That second screen, I would have just hanging on the wall. To be absolutely honest with you.
In my emulator, some of the games have them, like you're actually in the arcade.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Scroll down for his next picture. He's got a Pac-Man glass bar top for a cocktail cabinet.
Galaxian,
yeah.
That's the second one, right?
And I don't know what the last one is. Probably just the underside of the first one. There's the birthday boy, Devin Zilla. Wow, Daddy Zilla's posted up. So Devin Zilla has got his birthday haul. He's got the original King Kong. Goodness knows what that second one is. The probably 80s remake of King Kong. He's got Son of Kong. He's got Godzilla Destroy All Monsters on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And he's got the Joker Prank Shop, Shoots Crazy String, or Water Gun there. That is awesome. And he's 7, you say. He's a lucky boy, isn't he? He's got Godzilla from the 2016, time flies, movie. And then a winged monster of some kind, big lizard. Apologies for not knowing the full ins and outs of that. But, as always, Bobby, on the cooker top, because they're cooking up a retro storm, the Zillas.
They are. And you know his birthday cake's in that oven.
Got to be. Mummy Zilla will have done her best. It's a shame that Daddy Zilla just obscured what looks to be a rather epic thumbs up from Devin Zilla, just signifying his universal happiness with his arrivals. But there you go. He's even wearing a Godzilla t-shirt.
He is.
There's that kid. He's not messing about.
No, he's not.
Do you think we're gonna end up getting a legacy listener there in like 10 years' time when he's cruising about in his Honda Accord going to his weekend job?
Can you imagine that?
He puts on the Unofficial Controller podcast and he listens in.
And I would want his autograph.
I would. I mean, at that point, it's his show, is it not? Moving on, we got Stuck in the Past Lane. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Stuck in the Past Lane, but he takes pictures of consoles.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it look like an old Polaroid.
Yeah, it does.
That's his catchphrase, which I say every time. And he's took a picture of an Atari 7800, obviously the wood-shaped one. Now, he's been a bit cheeky, a bit edgy. He's written underneath, "I've got a Woody." Was he alluding to something a little bit adult, a little bit naughty? But maybe he's got a Woody for his Woody. What do you reckon?
Nope, that's not what I got from that.
Oh, is it not?
No, I pretty much got, because it's made of wood. So, where's your mind?
Moving on. There's Retro Life 91. Have I liked that? No. He says, what's he got? What's he say here, Bobby?
He's got a Japanese Vita came in today. And now he has twins. He's got a blue PSP and a blue Japanese Vita.
If anyone ever wants to send me a coloured Vita,
looks beautiful.
Reach out to me. Because, why not at this point? I never get anything. Yeah. Send me all your games. Send me everything.
Send them.
I'm going to build a house out of old school games. I think that's what I'm going to do. Actually make the bricks out of cartridges.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be a very small house.
Still amazing.
Would you then, if you were bored, would you have it so that the edge connector of the cart was into the house? So if you ever get bored, you could just plug the console into your wall and have the wires off to the TV, so you could just try different games with the console and you pull it out of one and slot it on another.
Bro, that'd be wild.
You don't know what it is either, because the builder's just been like, "You want me to have a house with this?"
Then you make your own little graffiti. Oh, this is whatever it is. Then we got Rad Bash Gaming.
What's he got on?
Got 4 digital purchases.
Digital purchases are allowed in the boot. Why not? I like what he's doing there. Rad Bash Gaming, he pushes the envelope, doesn't he? What's he got?
He's got Pathologic 2. Overcooked and Overcooked 2.
Wow.
One game. And then he's got Moving Out and the Jackson Daxter bundle.
Have you ever tell you something else.
I definitely have, and I wish I didn't.
Do you like it?
I didn't like them at all. At all.
I've played quite a lot of the first one. I haven't played... No, on the Vita I've played a little bit of 3. I haven't ever played 2. I thought 1 was okay. It's very of its time, don't get me wrong. And 3's a little bit edgy, It's a little bit like, oh, Grand Theft Auto, Jack and Daxter. Moving Out I've never played. Be interested to play that. Played Overcooked, thought it was good multiplayer fun.
Yeah, it was.
Who's next?
We got Ozcat TV. He's got Scott Pilgrim versus the World on PS3.
Does that screen attach to the back of the PS3, do you reckon?
Yeah, it looks like one of those portable ones.
It's a good quality one, because that's Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, it is.
Considering it's a photo, looks like...
No, it looks really good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's the sort of setup I went around the world playing games on,
That's awesome, see? That's legendary status right there.
Imagine a PS1 with a screen smaller than a PlayStation controller. Playing games... Oh, God.
Oh.
It's not...
I mean, it's not ideal, but it works.
Yeah, it's kind of like... It's kind of like getting your fix any way you can, isn't it, I guess? Who's next? Oh,
Rad Bash again.
He's just got... What's he got? He's just got movies.
Just dropping movies down. Legionnaire, Kingdom of Heaven, Avatar.
No. 14. Slow down. That's not Avatar. It's Aviator.
Right.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
Nope.
It's like a biopic of Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes, yeah. I heard. I just never seen it.
Have you slid Eva over and watched Dead Calm yet?
No. But I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to put that movie in the movie. Trying to put it on TV. It's got to go somewhere, So it's got. Oh boy, yeah, man.
We used to thrive on the fact we were a PG show, but I just wonder now if we can even pretend that that's. Guess who's back?
I mean, that was like PG-13-ish, Okay. Listen, back in the 80s, The Poltergeist was a PG. It really is a PG-13 movie.
It is actually, though, isn't it?
So there's nothing
for many
PG about
years,
it.
I was a bit terrified about it, but it's not that bad at all, is it? Odders UK. He's been and got himself a Sega light gun. Console's this for the Saturn, I reckon. Or is it? He says PS2. He's clicked PS. No, it's Saturn. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Looks good, though.
Well, it says Sega Stunner. I don't know.
Is that like a Stone Cold Stunner? But
I don't remember looking on it. I don't remember.
I think I've got that light gun. And that lead, that end of that lead looks like a Saturn connected to me. So he's also been and got himself
Point Blank 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Another franchise. They put that down.
You could probably put me down. You could probably chalk me up for that one.
Never even heard of it, dude.
From what I've seen of people playing it, I've had a dabble. It's quite fun little mini game, shooting game type thing. Unofficial Controller podcast there. Filthy self-promotionalists. Retro Collector Ray hyping his eBay pickups and car boot video.
Like he just bought the entire.
He's just bought everything, hasn't he? Yeah. What
Even
we
a
got
punch
there?
buggy.
Let's zoom in.
But that's a Fiat.
Yeah, Fiat 500.
He's got a friggin' some kind of minivan. I see a periwinkle blue mobile van.
Brilliant.
I don't know. A bunch of clothes.
Oh, I'm excited for this next one. Scroll down and see who else has been back in the boot. But look at what they've got.
Oscar TV.
Dude.
So, that's 90s VHS tapes.
He's got a video player that's been themed
as Pokemon.
It's in a blue, the yellow tape insert area, Pikachu video cassette recorder. And the buttons are Pokeballs. And he's got lined up on top of that all his Pokemon VHSs.
That's awesome.
Ozcat. He's one of the most handsome people on Instagram, and he's winning at life. I tell you what, I'm an Ozcat fan. I hope he's well.
We're in 2020. He's in 2040.
He is. He literally is. Is Ozcat in the Discord?
He dabbles in it.
He dabbles
in it.
I'll tell you someone else who dabbles, but he doesn't come all the way in. Odders should come all the way in. Seeing as he's royalty as well, every time he makes a comment, everyone should just type "my liege." Who else? Toy Division Group. They've had a good afternoon, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm seeing all sorts here.
A Guitar Hero guitar. I'm not sure what system.
It's a DS, pink DS. Some
awesome 1980s WWF.
I think Finster Game has just knocked off from his vaudeville poses and he's licked Toad, and the local law enforcement's had to make some. Has had to just scramble in the hope that they can catch him before he goes full Bulu. He's got Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. You ever played that?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Odd as if you're free, I need a new co-host. It's a great series. Obviously, it's been replaced by that new one. What's it called? Jurassic?
I couldn't tell you, George.
It's like a park builder game. Don't you like Jurassic Park?
Not really. I like Jeff Goldblum. I watched it for him. That dude's a legend. That is just the coolest dude ever, isn't it?
That was I just leant back in my chair. I was probably so far away from the mic, no one could even hear me. I couldn't ever get rid of you now, Bobby. Even if you'd never even played a game, you're just by default the co-host now. That's how it is. You're too legendary as a human being. He's got 2 PS3s. I tell you what, he does not mess about, this guy.
No, he doesn't.
It's a repost from Brock the 80s dude. Is Toy Division Group Brock the 80s dude? Or is Brock the... I don't know now. I'm confused. He is a legend of the boot. The Barbary Games.
Yep. Who's not a barber?
He's not a barber?
No.
How do you know that?
It's on his bio.
Really?
Yeah, not actually a barber. His last name is Barber. So he's probably the only barber in his family who games. Boom. Instagram. Great name.
All this time, I never even read his bio. What sort of a person am I? I'm obviously pond scum. Retro Visions, he's got... God only knows what that is. Looks like Ed209's brain. Radbash Gaming. More digital purchases. He needs to steady on a little bit, does our Radbash. My God, he's got like
4. Yeah, he got full
4 posts of his digital pickups.
Oh, yeah. He bought some, huh?
Danganronpa, Full Throttle, Samurai Jack, which was a cool one, Saints Row, Terminator Resistance. Now, here's a man. You know what you got to do here? You got to say his name 3 times, Bobby. So I'll start. Sharaban?
Sharaban?
Sharaban? And here he is. He's got himself. He likes to make collection pictures, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's thrown down what looks like his. You're an Ultimate Alliance fan, aren't you? From memory.
I have all 3.
All 3?
Yeah.
What system?
PS2. No, PS3.
Right. Okay.
And I have the last one for the Switch.
Any good?
I didn't play the one for the Switch yet.
It reminds me of correct me if I'm wrong, there's a franchise I don't think I've played. I might have played it on PSP, actually. I don't know if that counts. Probably not. It's like Diablo for Marvel.
100%. That's perfect analogy right there.
Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. So I'm not left to center by saying something so obtuse. It's actually how that is.
What they should do is make X-Men Legends 3 and complete the trilogy. That'd be perfect.
Would that be you going to heaven in a box? As long as they made that Batman game I cooked up the other day.
Yeah. If I play that game, and if when I gotta go from this earth, just put me in a Viking ship, send me downriver, and light it on fire. That's actually in my what do you call those things when you die? You gotta write something down. Yes, it's in there. So I don't know who's gonna do it, but someone's gonna do it.
Surely that's against every penal code, every sort of violation in America. Like, you can't have a flaming device on water. You can't burn a body unless it's governed by state controls. So what would be the compromise? Let's get this out there on air now. What would be your compromise?
No, there is none. That's what's going to happen. If they want to honor me, they're going to do it, 2 a.m, 4 a.m. There's plenty of rivers over here.
Because how are they going to get hold of your body from the authorities?
No, I'm dying. If I'm dying in his house, who's going to know? Nobody.
Yeah, but then your good lady, she's going to need a death certificate so she can claim your pension and money so she provided for after you've gone.
So I got some things to think about.
You've got some serious. Maybe you could get like a small remote. Here we go. Let me do the deep south. You know when they're fishing and they've got those little boats, they call them bait boats. Got to get all the bait in the bait boat, sail it right out in the middle of the bayou, and then we'll just pull that button and all the dirty meat falls off to catch the catfish. That's what we're going to do. So, Bobby, me, you, and Eva, well, you'll be there. You're dead, brother. But me and Eva, we're going to go down a local cemetery morgue place. We're going to put you in a burning, brother. We're all going to sit around, play a little bit of that music, on the organ, do it real slow, the old dirge, the funeral march thing. They're going to burn you up. And then we're going to go around the back with a little scoobity booper. We're going to put you in a little bag or something, Bobby. I don't know. I'll find a right receptacle at the time. I'm not really sure. I hadn't really planned it. Maybe one of those little sealable bucket lid things. Okay, and we'll take you down the bayou, and we'll load her in the back of a little bait boat. Now, me and Eva will sail you out in the middle of that. Maybe we'll have a few long necks, play a little bit of country music, just like you don't like, but you'll be dead, Bobby, so you won't really know. And I'll probably hold Eva a bit closer than I should do, especially as a man who's manhandling their husband's ashes, but that's what we do in the deep south. And then I'll flick that little lever down, and you'll sink deep down in the bayou. Maybe a little bit of catfish food. I don't know. What?
That needs to happen 100%.
The catfish monologue. Is that a happy compromise?
I think so.
Okay.
That's fair.
maybe you could write in, refer to episode 7 to the Unofficial Controller podcast if I can't be legally burned.
Yeah, to get like an idea, exactly.
What's the river in New York?
We got the Hudson River. We got the East End.
If you can't be legally burnt, Viking-like in the Hudson River, the alternative is to listen to episode. Please refer to whatever timestamp this is, episode 7. Control podcast. Boom, job done.
I'm sure you can do somewhere in the Adirondacks, upstate New York.
Find a pond.
Yeah, there's a million of them up there.
Would you accept someone maybe either sort of one afternoon going down with your ashes and just sort of throwing them in the pond, or has it got to be go out in a boat?
Could you put it in like one of those little boats, like from It, and that little kid threw down the stream?
Just do a little salt pinch of your ashes in one of them and push it.
I mean, it's the same thing, right? I accept that. Still going down with a flame, you know?
Fine. And then she sets it on fire.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. I don't know if I've seen this picture before on air or not, but Stuck in the Past Lane, he's done another one of his wonderful pictures. He even managed to find a Japanese font for his turn in Japanese. He's got a copy of Outrun. I love these Sega Outruns Japanese boxes for the Mega Drive. They look great. Very colourful. Awesome. Pops. Danny Plays. Now, has this been on air before, Bobby? Because I can't remember.
No. There's a lot that to do.
Look at what she picks up there. She makes me feel like an absolute amateur. She's got a pink or a red and possibly a pink, but a red and a blue PSP, a tribal GBA, a Wii charging dock, a boxed Wii Resort full of what looks like remote skins, a copy of
Dr. Mario on Game Boy.
Dr. Mario on the Game Boy. What else has she got there? We use the function of the zoom. Super Mario 2 on the Game Boy, and Pokemon, the card trading game. Looks like a lock of hair from a My Little Pony as well. Retro Collector Ray, he's up next. He's got that you see that Star Wars annual on the right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I had as a kid and I've still got now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a blast from the past if ever I saw
dope.
Def Jam Vendetta, you ever played that? He's got that.
That was cool.
He's got the Menace 6-pack as well.
Menace is good too. It's right next to Vendetta.
Marble Madness. Yeah.
Pretty good.
That is good. Retro Collector Ray. Castlevania on the Game Boy there, Bobby.
Yeah. I never played the Game Boy games.
Me neither.
I never had a Game Boy. It's crazy.
Wow. I thought every American kid had a Game Boy.
No, it wasn't for me.
The Barbary Games. He's got the 2800 Atari.
It's beautiful.
Some JRPG goodness.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else? Rad Bash has got a
Studio Waves.
No, I thought it was Studio Gilby. Oh, it is Ocean Waves. Yeah, like Game Boy Matty. First time you've seen a picture of him on air.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Tony Hawk.
I tell you what, again, in 10 years' time, if he's driving down whatever high street in the UK in his Citroen Saxo, rocking out, his parents are like, I think my son's going to be driving something better than a Citroen Saxo. Okay, it's in his Mercedes A-Class AMG. He's an influencer.
His parents are going to be in trouble.
Why?
This kid's going to be a lady killer.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're in for something that I don't want to be no part of.
He's a slayer, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, boy, dude. That's a good-looking kid, man.
Daddy Zilla 80. He's been and bought Tony Hawk's as well. Radbash Gaming. He's much like me. He keeps picking stuff up, but I don't know where he's going to put it all. Retro Life 91. He's jumped on, and there's the full turn of the wheel. Yeah. I was getting a bit panicky there that we'd redone too many things, but we haven't redone too many things because Ozcat was all about the big comfy couch.
So was I, if you remember.
Yes. So we need to remember that Retrovisions is arcade bezels.
I'm going to screenshot it.
Okay. Then we know that's the full turn of the wheel.
Yep.
Now, Bobby, as you well know, the big man, the real deal, right before I head over to the States, I love the way we've cooked this up on air because that's where all the best ideas happen, Bobby. We're bringing back the whole Farmerton vibe. Farmerton got wiped out, so we're moving together into an apartment in New York. So this is his last cross-Atlantic trip. But that boot defies all time and space, because when you put your hand in it in New York, I can see your hand in it in the UK. Can you believe that?
Almost interstellarish.
Very much like Interstellar, his boot crosses all dimensional barriers. Let me ask you this. What do you think the Ray's been up to this week?
Who knows, bro? This is not a wild dude. You can't pin him down.
I tell you what he's been doing. He's been selling Shine down in Arizona. No, Alabama. He's been selling Shine in Alabama. Goodness knows what it is. What he's been doing, he's been taking 25 cents water and he's been fermenting it because of its high sugar content.
Smart.
He's actually been turning that into pure Shine.
That's amazing.
Have you?
It's amazing, dude.
He's next level. Have you picked a mummy from this plethora of titles
across
many different formats?
I did.
Have you picked a VHS?
I did.
Okay. Then it's time for a peek in what we affectionately call Stingrays boot. What's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy, let's face it, a dodgy copy of Battlefriend all this week. These are the new release highlights for the week September 7th. You believe it's September, Bobby? To September 13th, 2020. Listeners, these are out digital or physical, or will be by the time this podcast is in your feed, but could be region dependent. What's your first pick out of the boot, my friend?
I have it in my mind.
Okay. What's the first one on our list of what we want from the Ray?
Avicii, Inventor Encore Edition.
Avicii, is he like a rapper?
Isn't he a DJ?
He's a DJ. Yes,
he got a game? Right. Holy Lord. It's released on the Switch September 8th. I mean, this is
Holy wild. Lord, this man's got everything.
Yeah, this is crazy.
He's even got an underarm deodorant, no doubt.
And powder. Soar through vocal melodies, sweep each fade, and attack every beat in 25 of Avicii's biggest hits in this thrilling, futuristic rhythm action experience.
Do you think, is Avicii the kind of guy that would talc? I don't know.
He has to. I mean, he's sitting there sweating, throwing beats down. You know, he's got a lot of sweat, bro. He's got sweat going down everywhere.
Beautiful.
This is my pick.
What, this next one?
Oh, yeah, dude. Kingdoms of Alamar. Re-Reckoning for the PSC, PS4, and Xbox One. September 8th. The hit RPG returns remastered with stunning visuals and redefined gameplay. Re-Reckoning delivers intense custom RPG combat inside a sprawling game world. I have it on PS3. Never played it. Really thinking about just not playing that and buying this one.
Do it.
Thinking about it hard.
Sounds like the person who was redoing Tom's bathrooms fell into Tom's torture chamber and discovered some children.
Yeah, that's Shirley. Little baby Shirley.
She went missing in Manhattan probably about 6 months ago.
She just wants sugar. And her mom's not having that today, so she's crying across the street.
Fantastic.
I mean, this is every day. It's nothing new.
I thought it was one of Tom's many victims.
Every single day, this kid's crying about sugar.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's insane.
Let's talk about Necromunda. Underhive Wars, PC, PS4, and Xbox One, September 8th. Deep below the hive cities of Necromunda. Lead, customize, and grow your gang in the twisted tunnels in the dystopian Underhive. Face rival gangs in tactical gunfights for power, wealth, survival, and honor. Well, I haven't picked a mummy, actually. What am I doing?
It'll come to you.
The penultimate. No, I know the one I wanted. It's fourth one down on the second sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. What you got? What's next?
We got Okoika. I don't know how to say that.
I was going to pronounce that. I thought that when I was doing the research. I thought I would call that
Okunoka.
Okunaka, yeah.
Damn. The Japanese just came in me right off Ghost of Tsushima right
Too much Ghost of Tsushima, bro. Yeah.
Okunaka madness. It just flows off the tongue now.
Absolutely.
PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch September 8th. Test your reflexes and coordination with more than 100 levels to compete in three speedrun modes. Do you have what it takes? I don't know.
No, I don't know. Bounty Battle, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, September 10th. Bounty Battle is the ultimate indie fighting game, a new multiplayer 2D fighter where you can pit your favorite indie heroes against one another. Indie heroes from games like Guacamelee and Darkest Dungeon, amazing game, to Dead Cells, Owlboy, and more. Battle it out in this fighter frenzy.
Up next, we got Hot Shot Racing for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, September 10th. Hot Shot Racing is a blistering fast arcade-style racing game fusing drift handling, razor-sharp retro visuals, and an incredible sense of speed to create an exhilarating driving experience. Isn't Boba Loba playing this right now?
I believe this is what he's playing. So he's obviously had Stingray come round.
Yeah.
Boba Loba from the Deep South.
Somebody has a connection.
Someone does. I've just noticed, now I don't know if I'm just a bit slow or what, but, you know, if you were to write down Xbox One X and abbreviate, you know, like on the script we have XBO for Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Xbox One X is actually Xbox.
Yeah. That's America's for you, bro. Amazing, isn't it? It's almost like it came full circle. Because we would say Xbox when they first came out. Now these kids being born, but Xbox. We're going to say Series X. They're not.
Unbelievable. Here's my mummy. It's called Astronauts. It's out for the PC. So anyone who says we don't support the consoles, they're off the face. September 10th. I quite often pick something obscure anyway. So a noir spaceship life sim set in a solar system cut off from a ravaged Earth. Design your one-of-a-kind spaceship. Hire crew with physical and emotional needs. Enjoy detailed ship control panels and interiors. Then manage your dysfunctional crew and ship as you fend off bankruptcy or worse.
Interesting. Up next, we got Redneck Ed, boy. And the Astro Monsters show. September 10th. Crisp combat mechanics. Challenging arenas, hilarious storyline, and challenging and totally addictive and painfully familiar spot-on gameplay. Experience the thrills and fighting your way through most of the bizarre villains in the galaxy and defend the honor of Earth in the space arena.
I love it. That was brilliant. Here's one that basically I think Tom being a method actor probably got himself a little bit too into. He was meant to be doing the voice work for this game. Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York.
I don't know about Vampire in the Shadows, but there's other things happening in Shadows in New York.
Do you know what? I'm going to go back and set that readout of Redneck Ed Astro Monster Show as my ringtone. Shadows of New York, PC, PS4, Xbox One, Switch. You're normally such a quiet, reserved fella. That came out of nowhere.
I had to do it, bro.
That's how
Redneck Ed?
That's
and you're saying Redneck Ed? You're crazy.
That's how it would feel, I think, if I ended up in a fight with you. You'd give me that, and I'd be like, oh, that level of aggression, I don't know if I can handle it.
Like, I don't know. I become a different person when I get angry. My accent really comes out more. I think because you're so angry, you're not thinking about how you're speaking.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, like, when you get into a fight, you keep repeating the same word over and over again, like, are you stuck on stupid? You know? That's what happens to me when I get angry.
This is... Just give that kid a chocolate bar. This is coming out September 10th on every format, but not the Stadia, sadly. Your old life is dead and buried. You have no afterlife to look forward to, and your vampiric unlife is about to fall apart unless you solve an unsolvable crime. Welcome to New York City, and welcome to the Lamsobra clan, where failure is not an option. I feel like that's what like a 600-year-old vampire would sound like. He wouldn't have picked up the American tone. He would have come over from Britain.
I can imagine Bill Nye reading that.
Yeah.
Bill Nighy, right? Is it Nye or Nighy? How do you say that?
Yeah. Your old life is dead and buried. He's kind of got like a, you have no afterlife to look forward to. He's got a little bit more Cockney in him, hasn't he? What's this last thing in the boot? And then we'll get to the god-awful VHSs that we've both picked.
Terrell Drift. Did I even say that right?
I think you would probably pronounce that.
We got PC.
Inertial drift.
Inertial drift. It's almost like I never read before.
I don't think that's true. I think the boot is the place of the most obscure things. I actually think this is homage to a Japanese. Is manga the filmed version? No, manga is the comic book version, and anime is the TV show version. Yeah, there's I think it's both actually, but there's one called Initial D, and it's a story of a kid who races. He races a Toyota Torino, is it? He delivers. I think he delivers like some form of fish product that can't ever be jiggled about, so he's become the smoothest racer, and since he's been 7 years old, he's been delivering this food for his uncle, so he's like the smoothest, fastest racer up this Tokyo mountain. You ought to look it out. It's quite
not as good as Stingray's boot though, not as fast as him.
Stingray drifts around.
I've seen Stingray drift in reverse. So, okay. I know. In a busy New York street, that's everywhere else is traffic jammed, and he's just drifting around it like it's nothing. I mean, literally, he did it in like Daisy Duke shorts and a straight up American jacket.
Do you think Stingray talcs?
This man needs to talc. With the amount of strange clothing he wears. We don't even know if he bathes, so I would definitely talc.
Yeah. Well,
because sometimes his hair is kind of like dirty enough where if he like looks to the side, his hair gets crunched in his shoulder. And then when he puts his head up, it's in the same position.
Oh God, no, don't say that about the Ray.
Sometimes he'd be doing stuff like that. I mean, if he's busy, he's busy. I know, I'm looking at him right now. It's pink thong. It's kind of crazy, but
he's killed people for less.
I love this guy.
He's got a bayou full of ashes.
See, he could be the one that can take me down river.
The Ray.
If no one can, he can.
He could organise it, actually, couldn't he?
In a second.
He's probably got an undertaker's license here and in America. No problems, no questions asked. The Ray. Either slip him a $5, job done.
Done.
What's $5 in the United States? Is it just $5, or is it
$5?
Is $10 just $10?
You could say C note.
C note, because we'd call it a tenner.
Yeah, we call it a C note.
Why a C note?
This? I have no idea why it's called a C note. It's just weird.
Oh, very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, we've there's a studio somewhere that's screaming at their MP3 player, like, "Do my game justice, Bobby! I want inertial drift. Tell that Newton bloke, shut up." Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about it. Let's read it out.
Yeah.
PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, September 11th. Forget everything you know about drifting. Eternal Drift tears up the racing rule book with innovative twin stick controls, completely reimagined driving mechanics, and a roster of fiercely individual cars.
Wow. Well, that's the boot. Oh, before he drives off, Bobby, you better reach into the interdimensional boot and pull out your VHS. What is it, friend?
Escape from New York.
Ah. But that's almost counterintuitive because we're about to escape to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, but I like what you've done there. What's my VHS pick? I think I had that last week. So this week, I'm going to pull out The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It's a Terry Gilliam film. Right now, Harvey Retro just sat up, bolt upright in his chair, like he was half asleep, and he's just gone boom vertical. He's like, "What did you just say?" Yeah, that's right. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, Terry Gilliam film with Eric Idle, I believe, as the almost technically faster than the Flash as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's like you don't know if it's true or not, or whether it's like some guy's tall tale. You should try and look it out, Bobby.
I definitely will. I never heard of it, so that'd be perfect for me.
You ever seen Time Bandits?
No, but I played Time Lord on NES.
Matt, that's
Time Splitters also.
These might be very British films. I don't know. But yeah, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. The director's the guy who did 12 Monkeys. You must have heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that good old Bruce Willis in it. Well, with that then, we can let the boot slide down. We can watch the ray drift simultaneously through my time zone and yours effortlessly as well. One hand on the wheel, caressing it like a man caresses a woman's thigh if he's that way inclined.
But it is.
No exclusions here. I don't know which way the Ray butters his toast, but whatever way is fine by me. Well, he had a wife, didn't he? You know, formerly before Tom killed off the whole of Farmerton. That was Trace Ray. And he murdered his son as well. So maybe right now he's paying for the crimes of Farmerton. Maybe that's what it is.
Keeping his heart, man. That's why he goes as fast as he can. Forget about it.
Oh, he tries to outrun. We've written our own movie there.
Outrun his demons.
Outrun his own demons. Stingray.
No matter how fast you go, though.
Well, those that paid attention at the top of the show know that they've had to travel quite fast to get through this probably quite marathon-like episode again, Bobby. You know, when we get going, when I decide to do a Deep South monologue, there's no stopping.
It's going down.
It's going down. 4 hours in, it's like, is this guy going to shut up? Or
my girlfriend said we could talk forever.
Yeah, we're naughty boys, aren't we?
I believe it.
Okay, well, Odders, just relax your grip on the wheel a little bit, buddy. It's time for me to ask the beautiful Bobby Boy. Can you fly, Bobby Boy? What are you hoping to play?
I'm going to keep playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, he's a man who sees it out.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. But then I could play Murder Soul Suspect. I have it downloaded.
Oh, I'd love you to, actually. Then we can bounce off each other next week.
And then, no, I'll wait for those two. I can't play too many games. I'm kind of like, I have tunnel vision.
Well, I think Murdered Soul Suspect is different enough where you could have it as your chill-out game once you finish the intense multiplayer, single-player campaign.
I mean, you know what gets on my nerves about that game? Even like the introduction to the level. It's so over the top. You know?
What happens? Is it the nuke? Is that how that one starts?
No, started off, you're training. It is the controversial one with the, when you're like, you got to help the Russians shoot everybody in the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I was just in Brazil, and I did the cliffhanger when you're in the snow. And now I just passed Brazil. Now I'm going somewhere else. I don't know. I'm only in the 5th act, but apparently the game is very short. So.
Oh, right. Okay. Well.
And they give you an option now to skip that airplane level with no consequences for trophies.
What makes me laugh about that level is you don't actually need to kill a single person yourself in that level if you play it.
No.
So they already gave you a choice. And that's the measure of you as a human being. Do you fire around, yes or no?
Yeah.
And now they're going to keep you safe from yourself.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the option to completely skip that level.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case the temptation to shoot somebody, a digital character who kids kill millions of in Fortnite on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually worse because that's attached to a physical human presence.
Yeah.
A baseless avatar in a game that's rated 18.
Mm-hmm.
So only 18-year-old mature grown-up people can play it. We think this might be too edgy for you.
Yeah.
What world are we living in?
I don't know, but I chucked a grenade right at him. That's the first thing I did. See ya.
I don't even know who you are anymore. I wouldn't have fired a round. I think when I played it, I didn't fire a single round.
When I was playing it, I wasn't really paying attention. Like I said, I wasn't really into it. So I wasn't paying attention. So I just assumed I was the enemy at that point. That was pretty cool. My brother was watching me play from SharePlay because he played it.
Yeah.
I never did. And he just started going, "What are you doing, bro?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with you? These are innocent people."
These are innocent people.
I'm like, "But I'm supposed to shoot them." He goes, "No, you're undercover. You're not really Russian." So I was like, "Oh, damn." So I just restarted the level. I didn't shoot anybody. And nothing happened. The level still ends.
Would your brother be outraged if he was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, performed a handbrake turn and knocked a pedestrian over? Because
this is a kid who constantly gets 5-star warning levels. He cared less.
So what world is he in where he's like that upset that you've killed a digital avatar in one game?
Because he said, you're an American soldier, you can't be doing that. He goes, what if you're a British soldier? Do you think it's appropriate to represent the entire country of England like that? To shoot innocent people? He gets really into it. I'm like, oh, I guess not, Scott. I mean, just a game. But meanwhile, Grand Theft Auto, he's a gangster. So, hey, I'm a gangster.
Wow.
You have to hear him talk about baseball. Okay? I mean, it's unbelievable. He gets upset when I don't know what happened in the 1975 World Series. Bro, I wasn't even born. But, you don't know who batted third. I know who batted first.
Who does? Your brother,
does.
Thankfully. Yeah.
What are you going to play?
What am I going to play? Murdered Soul Suspect, and I think if I can get that finished off in a short space of time, because I heard it's not long. Depends how much time I've got at home this week. But if I can get that one and done, I think I made a promise to you and I that I'd play Batman Arkham Origins, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
So I'll probably do that. In lieu of anything else coming out.
I think you really enjoy that.
PS3 is getting some hammer at the minute, Bobby. I have to admit.
Why?
Just because I keep finding great games for it for very cheap.
Yeah, apparently now it's time to do it if you're going to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially now, like the GameStop by my house, they might be going under. So there might be huge sales in there. I mean, there's already discounted.
Wow.
Yeah. That might be gone, and there'd be nothing else for me to buy video games from, except for Best Buy, which has about 2 inches of video game space.
Yeah, and it's only new games, I presume, is it?
And they're a tremendous, massive store where they're still selling Prince albums, but they can't put a new PS4 game out. It's just crazy.
Well, Bobby, I guess that's all we've got time for.
Yep.
Thank you this week. I can't even do my own outro. You know what? I can speak about burying you in a bayou, Bobby, but I can't even do the outro to the show I've done 71 times. That's all we have the time for. Oh, my God.
What happened?
I don't know. It's the emotion. It's the emotion of coming over and joining you physically in person next week. That's all that's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for your time. We look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again. Until then, happy gaming. Remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, Bobby.
See you later, George.